after recently describing negotiations with Iran optimistically, but
I'm losing faith in them because they do lie and they do misrepresent. Well, the other day, the 5 missiles were shot. We knocked them down, but we were in the midst of a negotiation.
On Iran's military, Trump repeated it's been obliterated.
They've got some left, but soon they won't have some left.
The president taking credit for what he calls a deal with Israel and Hamas. Hamas says it will disarm only later if a Palestinian state is created, something Israel adamantly rejects. Spain's government and local officials say about 60,000 migrants crossed the border entering a Spanish region from Morocco in the past 24 hours. Local officials say about 48,000 have gone back voluntarily. Shortages caused by the Iran war lead to American oil companies reporting massive profits. This is ABC News. Federal officials now issuing warnings to water systems around the country after dozens of cyber attacks targeted water systems in Minnesota earlier this week and prompted some boil water orders. ABC's Andrea Fujii says many officials are looking to Iran.
The FBI has not confirmed Iran's involvement, but officials suspect Iran because it appears the goal of the attacks was to disrupt services as opposed to obtaining ransom money. In 2023, hackers with ties to Iran hacked a water treatment plant near Pittsburgh, saying they targeted the plant for using equipment made in Israel.
In Indiana, a 15-year-old boy has been sentenced to 100 years in prison after he was convicted of a gang-related shooting that left one woman dead and 2 others injured in a reported botched hit on a witness. The boy's 17-year-old co-defendant received 125 years. San Francisco robotics startup has begun offering home cleaning services for city residents using humanoid robots. Chuck Severson, ABC News.
Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson just wrapped up a press conference. We have a reporter on scene. We'll head that way following a quick check on your commute. Out in Gig Harbor, eastbound 16, we are struggling today. We've got a 6-mile backup between the 302 interchange down to Alachua Drive due to road work. Tacoma to Olympia, already pushing an hour, 55 minutes. Scattered backups between DuPont and Olympia. Here in Seattle, North 5, scattered backups on the Michigan Curve to the Ship Canal Bridge. You've got a big clearing patch through the heart of downtown. And South 5 heavy from Northgate into downtown. This traffic report brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Well, good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Mayor Wilson just wrapped up a press conference, and James Lynch was down there live on location. James, what did you learn?
Nate, for the first time today, the mayor finally admitted she asked for former Chief Barnes' resignation, something most of us believed already. Now, she wouldn't talk about the terms of the separation agreement, i.e. how much money the former chief receives, and I pressed her again for the reason why she asked for his resignation.
Mayor, you still haven't told the people of Seattle why. Was it him being out of the city too often? Was it taking too long to release information that night? Or was it the kerfuffle with the reporter? Or was it all 4?
I will say that in the conversations that I had with Chief Barnes over the last few days that resulted in our mutual agreement to his resignation, there were multiple factors, some of which were related to the events of Sunday, but that certainly was not the only thing.
So the mayor talks a lot about a transparent administration, but refused to be specific. Live at City Hall, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, James. Appreciate it. Washington Attorney General Nick Brown is pushing back against proposed utility rate hikes from Puget Sound Energy. Brown says PSE's plan to raise electric rates by 29% and natural gas rates by 20% over the next 3 years is excessive and unreasonable. This morning, Brown told the G and Ursula show.
In this state, we have a monopoly or who can provide power. And because of that monopoly, the state law empowers our office to advocate on behalf of ratepayers.
The proposal is now under review by the Washington Utilities and Transportation Commission. A new labor proposal between Boeing and SPEA is moving forward for review. SPEA's professional and technical bargaining teams are endorsing Boeing's proposed 4-year contracts covering nearly 17,000 workers. Negotiators say the agreements address key member priorities and reflect productive discussions with company leaders. Union officials will review the offers next week and make recommendations to members. Contract details haven't been released, and a ratification vote date has not yet been announced. Copper wire thieves are hitting Ballard businesses hard, leaving owners with repair bills worth thousands of dollars. The Lockspot Cafe says it was targeted 3 times in 1 week earlier this year, while the Sloop Tavern has been hit 3 times this year alone. Lockspot co-owner Allison Soike tells KIRO 7 TV.
And when things are already hard enough for small businesses in this city, then when you have a $3,000 bill hit that you weren't expecting, you weren't anticipating, it's rough.
Seattle police say they are investigating. And now your KIRO News Radio weather. A perfect summer day in store. Sunny and 83 today, but then this weekend takes a turn. Partly cloudy and isolated showers on Saturday with highs into the low 70s. Mostly sunny and 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Friday, July 31st, final day of July. August is right around the corner. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Jake Skorheim here, Spike O'Neill right there.
Happy Friday, brother.
Got the whole cast and crew.
Yeah, man.
We got an extra one today. It's really exciting. We got a lot of fun. We have a Katie Wilson press conference we're going to get into in just a second here. She said a lot of stuff. But did she say anything at all? We will talk about that. And we're actually going to lean on a PR expert. He's a KIRO News Radio reporter, all around a heck of a nice guy. And he knows how to play soccer ball. And his name is Luke Ducey, and he joins us right now. Luke, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Super happy to have you on. We're going to break down some of this stuff. Mayor Wilson just gave a press conference. Would you guys say this was highly anticipated?
Yeah. It's funny. We have an interesting perspective because it's our job to keep you informed, so we have to be informed. We have to kind of eat, sleep, and breathe this stuff.
Unfortunately.
And this was one of the most highly anticipated news conferences of the year. To me,
especially the level of news coverage that we've given this last week to just the crazy bungled city response to the Bite of Seattle shooting on Sunday, July 26th, which has now culminated in we're just 5 days removed, and the chief of police has resigned.
Well, yesterday he's fired. That was the stormiest breakup since daytime television. Between you're fired, I was fired, asked to resign, I resign. So to your point, the press conference was hopefully going to answer so many questions.
Luke Ducey, you join us now. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Can you tell us, Luke, did you feel like this presser answered questions?
No, it absolutely did not.
Take your time, think about it.
Yeah. And I've been doing this a long time in the world of journalism, so I always look at things from, obviously, as a journalist. And I thought the reporters in the room did a phenomenal A-plus job of asking follow-up questions.
You see who she went to first?
Our very own James Lynch.
Who looked like $1 million, by the way. Did you see that guy before he walked out of the room?
He dressed prepared for today. He had a suit on.
She called on him because he looked so good. Now, he usually looks good, but he looked real good today.
Yeah, he looked smart.
She called on him right away. He asked a great question. And then the responses, though, that's where we're still asking questions.
Yeah, and the answer is no. I think what happened was, and I kind of predicted right before. I thought this could either go 2 ways. This could go just crazy off the rails, breakdown. Something's going to happen, or it's going to be a big nothing burger. And in that she's going to stick to the messaging that she was given. I've got some points on the messaging. I don't think the messaging was great. And I think the messaging, she stuck to the messaging instead. And I think what it did was created more questions, but also it really created challenges for her and her administration now moving forward, where she's going to have to lead by example, not by the words coming out of her mouth at a podium. And we just saw one of those examples. And, so part of her messaging is we're going to grow from this. We're going to get better at this. And this is a major city with a major problem, including a mass shooting, gang-related mass shooting. And the example wasn't exemplary during that. And now she's left herself by answering the questions the way she did with, hey, I'm going to lead by example. You'll see, we'll do great. And I don't know how many people, including, and I mean by this is city councilors who've come out and talked against her getting rid of this chief. I don't know how many people are buying into that.
Can I set Spike up real fast? Because before James left, you suggested a question to him that I think is on everybody's mind that I don't know that we have the answer to. But what did you tell James to ask at the press conference?
Well, what was the reason? What's the cause of this termination? And
what's not termination? He resigned. Why did he resign?
Why was he was asked to resign by the mayor?
Why was he asked to resign?
Right, and she didn't address James's first question. If you weren't here for the 11 o'clock press conference, we carried it live. We'll try to do our best to give you all the details, although they were vague and rehearsed, and she stuck to script. I think the mayor went up there with some advice on how to handle herself in front of these questions, which they knew were coming. She did not answer what the cause. She said there were a number of reasons.
Let me play her response. This is her response when she finally got through her speech, which was fine. I thought, actually, let's grade her initial speech. So she gets in there, she does her thing, she reads from a paper. I think it's actually probably the best presser she's done yet as mayor because she was I'm sure it was practiced. She did a very good job of sticking to the script and reading the words that were in front of her, which is what she needed to do. And so she did that. I would grade that as a B+. Solid B+.
Okay. Yeah, introduce the new chief.
I think depending on though who the audience is. So I think if you're moderate to a little more conservative, because I heard some words in there that she was going to be tough on crime she was going to address crime and gun violence, things like that with. The first word she used was not with arrests or hardline. It was with care and compassion.
Okay,
which is great.
So when we're talking about the substance, I would not grade her. Yeah, I would not grade the substance. I would just grade her presentation. Performance. I'm going to give a B+. We could get into the presentation, the actual substance, because I totally agree. I noticed that too when she's talking about police response. This actually harkens back to what she was thinking prior to becoming mayor. She was not a police person.
No, that was a speech that she had given when she was running for office.
Yes, absolutely. And, we have talked about it on the show this week because Bruce Harrell's campaign highlighted it during the campaign. She was defund the police until she wasn't, right before she was running. She was imagining a future without the SPD, per that Publicola post, which detailed something she wrote back in 2020. These are like fairly recent thoughts for an adult to have and suddenly have some big, epiphany about how great cops are. I just don't believe that she actually believes that unless you're factoring in that she was trying to get elected. So that's why she's saying these things now. But back to the speech today, James Lynch asks her, he says, a little clarity. Chief Barnes just resigned. Up until yesterday, we were told that he was fired, and now he's resigned. What happened? Why did he resign? Give us a little clarity on that. Here's the response to James's question.
Bob Kettle says, by any measure, the chief's tenure here was successful. Do you agree with that? And if not, what was the straw that broke the camel's back?
I would just repeat that as the mayor, I have a different window into the police department than many of our council members, and I made the decision that I firmly believe was the right one at this time as we are moving forward with the summer to put us in the best position to keep our community safe and to communicate transparently with the public.
All right, now
I have a window into the police department, so there's something happened that caused you to ask for this chief's resignation.
A super secret window that nobody else can view in. It's a super secret mayor window in the back of the police station. Yeah. So what is that? What is that messaging, and where'd she come up with that? Is that all canned?
Oh, absolutely. This has been rehearsed. I had heard from sources that she was supposed to have a press conference yesterday, and they canceled that. And it could be to do more preparation.
Sure.
They had to really get everything, because they have to organize everything from the introduction to what interim chief sales is going to say to her.
Here was their preparation, real fast. Here's their preparation. Claude, come up with a good phrase, and they came up with window. Probably.
Could be. Say AI is useful in a lot of different ways. But those were all canned response, and nicer way to say that is that they were prepared messaging points that are going to snap back to what she believes in, care and compassion when in the community and values. But two of those points along those lines. Initially, when she was asked about the resignation, she said partly. Because of what happened Sunday, with the chief, he wasn't there on Sunday, and some other things with the SPD, with communications. But she also referred to and other things. Hold on to that thought for a second, because back to this window idea, she repeated this multiple times too, that city council members are critical of you, not qualified. They call her actions reckless, and I have a window into SPD that they don't have. So those are PR answers, I'm not going to say they're great from a PR perspective because I was in corporate PR for a long time. But what they do, though, the challenges with those is they leave you with, they're going to be follow-up questions. So other things. What other things?
What are you seeing
And
through
if you
that
don't have an
window?
answer to that, the window. What did you see through the window? If you don't have an answer to that, then you run the risk. And what happened here, I think, because it was repeated over and over and over and follow-up questions over and over and over without divulging any information. And the information could be as simple as, well, I can't get into those details per a non-disclosure agreement we signed with the resignation and
That's
settlement
part of the resignation agreement with
that's an easy out. But she didn't even pivot to that. Instead, she left that open-ended and kept answering with the same thing, which creates the challenge now of eroding your trust with the public and especially with the media, because you're sitting there saying a couple things. Think about the weight of that. I have a window that city councilors don't. I'm more important than them. I have a better view. They don't understand
those nine elected
workings.
Officials.
They don't understand
know as much
the
as
inner
I
workings of everything. Yeah, they don't get it. Okay, well, share it with us.
Maybe.
I'm not going to share it with you. Only I know. It's just this. It's kind of, instead of opening up those. I'm not talking about Katie Wilson now. I'm talking about the messaging itself. Whoever created the messaging, that messaging is drawing lines. It's not drawing circles. It's not inclusive, and it's not taking people up and taking them for the ride down the path that you're going to sell them on.
And here's
police accountability and mayoral accountability.
Here's the interesting part about that. I'm going to play this one more time. She said this many, many times, so we have many cuts of her saying this, but this is the statement I think that everybody's going to remember.
I do have a different window into our police department than they do, and I'm making the decision that I believe is best and urgent at this time for our police department and for this city.
I mean, again, she said this many times.
I understand that many of my colleagues on the city council disagree with the decision to move forward with a leadership change at SPD at this time. And I respect their differences of opinion. I guess what I will say is that as the mayor, as the executive of the city, I do have a different window into our police department than they do.
What's interesting about this is like the preamble to all of this, as she's like leading up to, in the speech, now to the substance part that we were talking about earlier. She talked about how important it is to be transparent and how important it is to let the people know. And that whole process, she's like, I want to make everybody involved in this process. I want everybody to know that they have a say as she's choosing the next police chief. I mean, she's got the interim police chief who got up and spoke, and I thought did a fine job. But she's saying it's all about transparency, because the reason we got to this point is you have 5 hours of silence. There was a brick wall created, and everybody freaked out because they said, what's going on? Is there a gunman on the loose? Why aren't you communicating? So now she's saying, I'm going to communicate. And then the response is, okay, well, then why'd you let the guy go? Why'd he resign? Why'd you accept his resignation or demand it? Why did you threaten to fire him?
Well, I
got a window.
She did kind of tell us, in a sense, because when she was asked about what they introduced the interim mayor, and then we talked about the search for a new mayor and what will we be looking for in a new mayor. And again, to Luke's point, the reporting in that room, the media in that room did a stellar job of asking the right questions and holding her feet to the fire when she didn't get proper answers. When looking for a new chief, what are the criteria you're looking for? Someone who is present in the community. That tells me right there, one of the many elements that led to the decision to ask for the resignation of Barnes was his absence from the city.
Sure.
It was a contributing factor.
Which was controversial.
Absolutely. So she kind of gave us, she wouldn't go out and say that he was out of town too much. She wouldn't say it was the breakdown of communication on Sunday night, which she was asked about repeatedly. Oh, and I hope you have the clip. I wasn't aware that the city hadn't been informed until about 9:30. And I think it was Heather Bosch who asked directly, you didn't have a TV on? Nobody in your office had a TV. Nobody in the mayor's office knew that from a 6 o'clock shooting until 9:45, and that when you knew there'd be a press conference scheduled, no one was aware that no information had been given to the city.
Yeah. So, and I want to touch on that point a little bit too, from that PR perspective again too, but also as a journalist, I thought the follow up questions again were fantastic. As soon as I was thinking of a follow up question, it's like, oh, there's someone just asked it. That's it's fantastic. So. Along those lines, though, she inadvertently, I think, opened a window into her staff and her administration when it comes to messaging through that window.
Brought to you by
that when public safety issues go down, they don't know what's being communicated when or how. So, and it kind of runs right in the face of what she was saying. I have a window that no one else is privy to from the office of the mayor. I know more. I get to see more. Wow. Therefore, I can make a better judgment. However, at the same time, on Sunday, she's telling us that the messaging is that I didn't, and we weren't aware that messaging wasn't getting out to the public. And
I know I have a response to that.
Yeah, the follow-ups were, why didn't you know?
Well, because the blinds on the window of the police department were closed that day.
They weren't see-through.
She couldn't peer through.
Look out that window and see a city that doesn't know what the hell's going on and respond.
Even Bob Ferguson, who I'm not a massive fan of, was asking questions like, why aren't we alerting the public to these things? There was all the follow-ups like, hey, you guys have an emergency alert text message system, and you can geo-coordinate however they do the thing. I'm not a tech guy, but you could send it to the people in the vicinity. Why aren't you using that system to let people know, hey, by the way, there's a gunman on the loose. You might want to watch out for that.
Exactly.
She also used the word miscommunication multiple times between the SPD and her office. So I'm just saying the picture, the messaging is kind of confusing, and it contradicts itself a little bit because there's miscommunication. I have a window and yet I have a window into the office that's transparent. I can see clearly what's going on, and yet we didn't know, and there was miscommunication. So, can all those things be true at once?
No.
Maybe if the window is looking into, what SPD is not doing.
Let me play mayor's advocate for a moment,
Please, somebody defend her.
Well, there are two very separate entities involved here with a press avail, a press conference, and alerting the city, emergency alerting systems. Maybe there was miscommunication. Maybe we've got a press conference scheduled. We're going to wait for some dignitaries because they want to be a part of this thing. And that I could see operate outside of an understanding that no one had been alerted. I still have a problem with that. She was asked directly. The mayor was asked directly. Why wasn't there alerts from the law enforcement community to the community about safety issues?
Here's another.
I was unaware that they hadn't been alerted. That's a breakdown.
Yeah.
Complete failure.
And one of the things that undercuts her story about not knowing anything, didn't she initially put out information that was wrong, like very quickly?
She addressed that. She said, we put that out. It was wrong. We corrected it quickly. And
today she said basically that the SPD gave her wrong information.
Does this feel? Here's the thing. And this has got to be the question of the day. Do we know anything more from this, after all of this presser? Do you guys know anything more about what happened, why the chief of police in Seattle resigned, what happened in the communication breakdown? Do we know anything other than the fact that she's got a window that she's stalking through?
No. And that's why.
Question of the day for the audience, 888-973-5476.
And that's why, and I think, when I think of this from a PR perspective, public relations perspective, that she thinks and her team thinks that they are being transparent and open in this. But what they're actually what the messaging has done, the messaging points that they created and put out there and practiced and polished and said, let's do it again. Let's run through it again. Let me ask you some questions and we'll practice. She has created less transparency and a feeling that she has some kind of insight that she's not going to share with anyone. And that does what? It erodes trust.
Totally.
You think you're building trust, but inadvertently, and what you don't understand is you're actually eroding trust.
Here's another question for you guys that I'd like to, if you guys care about this, because I don't live in Seattle. I don't pay taxes in Seattle, but there's a lot of our listeners who live in Seattle that are going to have to foot the bill for a severance package for a chief of police his resignation was demanded. And we still don't know why it was demanded, other than some, allusions to, possibly he traveled too much. Maybe there was some youth violence that she was not happy with. Nothing concrete. And yet, she's saying there's a pretty generous severance package that Barnes got, but nobody gets to know what that amount is.
Conversations between me and my office and Chief Barnes over the last couple of days, these are confidential personnel conversations, and we had to have those conversations and come to the agreement around our path forward, around a resignation. We also had to have conversations with potential interim chiefs. These are sensitive, confidential matters, and so it was simply not appropriate or possible for us to share the outcome or details of those conversations until those agreements and decisions had been made. And I know that, rumors were flying around and there was impatience, but this is simply part of leading a large organization where you have to have sometimes these confidential processes.
That was in response to a question about the city council speaking out that we had no idea the mayor was going to be asked, or the chief was going to be asked to resign. That's what she was responding to. That's not about conversations about how do you ask him. What led to you calling for his resignation? That's the question she was asked, and she did not answer. Because these are confidential communications.
Again, lines, not circles.
Yeah, to ask a chief of police to resign without conferring with the city council or your city's attorneys about potential
City council
litigation.
did not want him to resign.
Exactly. So I'm going to ask him to resign, and she's talking about speaking to the details of the resignation or the details of a resignation settlement package or all those, or who a new chief or any of this stuff.
I'd like to know how much he walked away with. That's what I want to know. Full salary for how many years?
Well, he had a law firm he was negotiating for and with him.
It wasn't for nothing. I guarantee that. All right. There's more to get into on this. We got a lot more to talk about.
I know it's been the story of the week, everybody, but I hope you'll understand.
But this is kind of putting an interesting cap on it. All right. Luke Ducey, thanks for sticking around.
Thanks
we appreciate it.
Yeah.
We got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Sunset Auto Family. Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event going on right now through Sunday, August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
We all know a cancer diagnosis is physically and emotionally draining, but it can be financially draining too. That's why Northwest Hope and Healing is here to help. I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda, a plastic surgeon who is proud to be part of Northwest Hope and Healing's mission. We provide a lifeline for breast and gynecologic cancer patients. We cover essentials like food, utilities, and childcare so patients can focus on healing. Since the year 2000, we have distributed over $3 million in direct financial assistance to thousands of local cancer patients. And you can make a direct impact. Mark your calendar for Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel and Spa in Woodinville. It's an unforgettable afternoon of hope and inspiration, celebrating local cancer survivors. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd. Go to nwhopeandhealing.org to learn more. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy, pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Progressive provides protection for your boat and other outdoor vehicles so you can explore new things.
Oh, I can finally try pesto.
We meant water skiing.
I've just never had pesto.
Or maybe take the boat somewhere new.
I mean, is pesto spicy or sweet? Oh, guess we'll find out, right?
Right. Bundle home or auto insurance with your boat, RV, or motorcycle and stay protected with Progressive while you explore.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not ready for pesto.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Are you curious about who offers the best deals on top-rated Samsung, LG, and Sony TVs? The answer is surprising. It's not online, and it's not the warehouse clubs. The best deals on top-rated TVs are at Video Only. Don't believe it? Then check out the trade-in deals at Video Only. How about $500 for your old TV? Try doing that online. Before you buy that new TV, drop into Video Only. If you don't, you'll be sorry.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. At this moment, police appear to be searching for someone or something along I-5 near 128th in the Mill Creek area. KIRO's Chris Sullivan reports.
I saw multiple Snohomish County deputies, guns out around their shoulders, and a dog out. They were searching along the grassy area right there along the freeway. They were going through some of the neighborhoods and gas stations and a couple of the businesses right there as they were working into the grassy area. I'm not sure what they were looking for, but they were enough of them that they were causing a big backup on northbound on I-5 and on 128 itself. There were cruisers from multiple agencies.
And we're working to get more details from the Snohomish County Sheriff's Office. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson held a press conference this morning addressing a number of issues stemming from last weekend's shooting at the Bite of Seattle. She also thanked former Chief Sean Barnes for his service.
I am grateful for his service, and I share his hope that we can return our full focus to what matters most right now. Addressing youth gun violence and making sure that every family in this city can feel safe in their neighborhood and across Seattle.
She then spoke of her choice for the interim chief of police, Andre Sales.
Interim Chief Sales and I share a vision for what public safety in Seattle looks like, and he is ready to do the work it takes to get us there.
And the mayor added that the city needs to work on its public safety system and focus more on youth gun violence. Seattle's interim police chief confirms they're looking for multiple people involved in Sunday's gang-related shooting at Seattle Center, but still no suspect descriptions. Interim Chief Sales says he believes they're close.
But at the same time, we want to make sure that we have it right. We don't want to put someone and take someone's liberties away from them because we think that is the person. We want to know 100% that that is the person and bring that person into justice.
So far, only one suspect is in custody, a 15-year-old boy who's facing assault and firearms charges. Police say another 19-year-old suspect died at the scene of Sunday's shooting. Well, the Mariners are back home this weekend. Sound Transit is adding special Sounder train service for Sunday's game against the Minnesota Twins. The first pitch is set for 1:10 at T-Mobile Park, with trains running from both Lakewood and Everett to help fans get to Seattle. Return trains typically leave about 45 minutes after the game ends. Sound Transit is encouraging riders to use transit to avoid game day traffic and parking congestion on this busy Seafair weekend. And now let's turn to Wall Street, where we're seeing big gains on Wall Street. 335 points. It just went up for the Dow. S&P 500 up 57. NASDAQ up 251. And now your KIRO News Radio traffic. In Gig Harbor, we're struggling for road work this afternoon. Eastbound 16, a 6-mile backup between the 302 interchange and Willachet. And then westbound 16 is packed from 36th up to Willachet. Tacoma to Olympia, up to an hour and 10-minute commute. Scattered backups now from the JBLM main gate all the way into downtown Olympia. North 405 bumper to bumper through the Renton S curves. Typical backups heading through Seattle in both directions of I-5. South 5, you're going to jam up near 130th and Northgate. North 5 jams up near the Michigan curve. And in Marysville, North 5, we're packed from the Snohomish River up to State Route 528. And now your weather, a perfect afternoon for Blue Angels performance. Getting underway 3:30, sunshine and 83. The weekend turns on us, though. Partly sunny with highs only in the low 70s. Saturday calls for isolated showers. Sunday looks to be a little sunnier. Mostly sunny and 75 right now, downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. It's Friday. We're having a good time here. We get to kick things off. We already have been kicking things off, but Mayor Katie Wilson in Seattle. I'll tell you what, every time I see her get up to the microphone stand and talk to Seattleites, I go, man, I'm glad I don't live in Seattle.
Come on.
Aren't you? You think she's doing a knock-up great job?
No, of course I don't.
Aren't you glad she's not your mayor? Fair question.
Yeah, I am, and I didn't vote for her. And I made it public before the election. I was going to give my support to Bruce Harrell.
You don't live in the city.
As an endorsement.
As an endorsement. Gotcha.
Wilson, not me.
Well, nobody cares if you live outside the city.
I know,
you can't
but
endorse
I was rooting for and encouraging and hoping for the election of Bruce Harrell because of experience.
Yeah.
Right? And we've said that many, many times.
He seemed to me to be the better guy for the job.
You know, while Katie Wilson is not clearly ready for the spotlight, which she can't seem to avoid these days, given the fact that no matter what the mayor's office has to lean into, try to accomplish, comment on even, take a stance on, none of it seems to go well for this administration and the mayor herself.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to kind of take a moment. We had a good time listening to the mayor's press conference and then kind of going after the way she handled herself, the very scripted and choreographed responses
the non-answer
she gave.
answer.
Yeah. And again, kudos to the reporters in the room who would not let that bone go, as they say. They got their teeth into these questions about the lack of communications, about the reasons for the requested resignation of Chief Barnes. I mean, James Lynch, Chris Daniels, Heather Bosch, Brandy Cruz. I could hear him in the room and not letting these issues go, and the mayor just not giving the answers we deserve as a community.
She still did. I will say though, overall, 30,000-foot view. This is the best press conference she's ever done.
Absolutely.
And I still think she's, not great at the job. I would probably be willing to place a wager, although I don't wager. But do you think she's going to complete her entire run as mayor? Or will there be a point at which she says, hey, you know what? This just isn't the job for me. I'm going to step down from this.
Unless things take a dramatic turn for the more competent and better results for the city that she was elected to serve.
Mm-hmm.
I can't fathom
that she doesn't
3+ more
step
years
down
of this.
in someplace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to the mayor's comments about I have a window into the police department that people don't have.
Yeah.
I mean, we're learning today. There's a piece on King 5 today that there have been 60 different complaints against Chief Barnes filed through the Office of Professional Accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't aware of that until this reporting today. And maybe that's something the mayor has information on with regard to Chief Barnes.
It could have been in her secret window. That's
with the fact that the team that Chief Barnes puts in place to handle the city and keep it safe when he is out of the city for whatever professional or personal reasons, that team did not issue alerts to the community.
Yeah.
We still don't know if they were directed not to release information to the city, emergency alerts. And there was confusion and miscommunication about a press conference as opposed to emergency alerts. If that team was tasked with alerting the community and didn't, that falls to Chief Barnes' leadership as well. All these things maybe, James tried repeatedly to pin it down. What was the cause?
Yeah, why did he resign?
There were a number of issues that
other
the
than
mayor
your demand, like what did you? Why did you demand he resign?
Yeah, all these things to the mayor's. She has a window. I don't have.
It's a
maybe
window.
these cumulative different factors into Chief Barnes's tenure as mayor or as chief. I'll never stop doing it. Led her to say this time, at this juncture, it's time for a change.
Here's what I think ultimately was the reasoning. That this is the answer that she gave every time asked. I don't know how many times she said this. I'm a baker's dozen at least. You heard this phrase.
I do have a different window into our police department than they do, and I'm making the decision that I believe is best and urgent at this time for our police department and for this city.
Okay. I think the real reason that she demanded his resignation is because she didn't want people looking at her. And I don't think, well, it depends.
That was asked directly in the press conference. People are saying there's a lot of talk that this is a fall guy, a scapegoat for this situation.
Doesn't everybody see that demanded resignation and think, well, this is clearly just a scapegoat situation. This is a CYA firing. It's easy to see. This wasn't even something on nothing that she's saying she forced his resignation for. None of that was untrue 2 weeks before the shooting.
Right.
He travels a lot, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if she knew what kind of communication. Maybe that was the one thing that was highlighted in the middle of all this is like she didn't know what kind of communication breakdown was happening. But I actually don't believe that she wasn't part of the decision not to talk to people for 5 hours. Because
she was asked directly and has not made that clear.
Because you have the PIO going out and communicating with reporters saying that we've been told to wait for dignitaries. We've been told to wait for dignitaries.
Before a press conference. That's what I'm saying. There are two very separate things here, from a press conference to an alert to the community.
No, I know, but they're asking, why can't we get information? Give us information.
Yeah.
We can't talk to you.
Right.
We've been told to wait for dignitaries.
Yeah. More questions than answers.
We know far less. We know less.
We're not trying to influence the voting or the responses. Our question of the day: do you know more or less after this mayor's press conference?
Here's what we all know.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Thank God.
That'd be the most appropriate drop we've ever got to play on this show.
I wish somebody would have said, pardon me, Mayor, can you hold on a second? And then pulled up their phone and made a real show of like getting ready to hit the button, turns the volume way up, and she's just sitting there waiting, and then this.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
The thing is, like, these are real big deals. Like, we're having fun and joking about it right now. But like, there are people whose livelihoods depend on the city being run effectively. Like, a lot of people. I got this message from a friend who also owns a business downtown.
Okay.
This is the message I got. Talking about Chief Barnes and his having to go away. Where is this here? Where's my message? Here it is. As a business owner and being part of and about Katie Wilson. As a business owner and being part of Seattle, I'm filled with anxiety and hopelessness. When tragedy happens, usually people come together and you can feel the love. But Katie Wilson managed to divide so many people so quickly. Everybody is forgetting about the 2 innocent people who died and the 1 teenager who died. This is a disaster for our city, and I hope that she steps down and lets people with experience manage our city. She's not wrong. This is a business owner, a female business owner. She's not wrong. Usually after an event like this, the normal course is, and sadly we've seen many of these, the normal course is unity. People band together when something horrible happens. It's like we didn't even have a chance to do that because of the response was so divided. And now it's the mayor saying that, nope, SPD, they let you down. And they let you down so much that I demanded the resignation of the chief of police, who has now given it to my office.
And the mayor spoke to that issue during the press conference. The Seattle Police Department has had numerous problems over the years with so many chiefs over so many years. And this is Mayor Harrell chose Chief Barnes, and she repeatedly, Mayor Harrell chose Chief Barnes, totally absolving herself from any responsibility. But clearly, to your point, this is all because of the Seattle Police Department is poorly led. She drove a bus over the SPD today.
This is all obfuscation, CYA stuff. That's what she's doing, in my opinion. Listen to this. This is really interesting. Laura found this. Her very good ears caught this on a hot mic. Listen to this. This is at the end of the mic. Katie Wilson is mic dropping at the end of the presser, basically, and then you can hear reporters chattering about Katie Wilson's future. Listen to this. Let's bring the music down for just a half second.
Isn't the fact of the matter that you gave him an ultimatum that he was the leader?
I asked him to resign.
Is he getting money? Is he getting a settlement? Oh. It was a thing that did indeed happen. She didn't eat it alive.
I came in here thinking that she might be the mayor for long.
She might not be the mayor for long. Did you hear that? These are the reporters on hot mic afterwards. Anyway, that's how it went. We will have more on that later. We got a lot of cuts from that, actually. We haven't even a chance to get to yet. Should we switch topics for a minute, Spike?
Sure, it's Friday.
Should we move to some other stuff?
Absolutely. Beautiful, sunny summer Friday.
Beautiful, sunny summer Friday. What are you guys going to be watching tonight? I'll tell you what. If you're watching Netflix, it's not going to be this new Nick Cage movie. I'll tell you about it. There's an interesting lawsuit happening right now. Let's stick around. Be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
If 20 people were asked to choose toppings for a pizza, and the majority were not asked to pay for any of the toppings, they would probably choose, the majority would, the most delicious and therefore the most expensive. Government should list the price of the toppings and everybody should pay something. We are ruled by the ignorant, elected by the ignorant, and that is the case.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
At Madrona Financial and CPAs, we believe there are 7 steps that must be taken in preparation for a successful retirement. Retirement needs more than just a basic income plan. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. A child recovering from surgery and the family struggling to put nutritious food on the table. That's why Seattle Children's, Safeway, and Seahawk Jackson Smith and Jigba launched the Food First Project to fight pediatric food insecurity by providing grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs for families. No barriers, just help. 12s, we need you. Learn more at Safeway.com. Again, that's Safeway.com.
I started Davis Law Group in 1994 to fight for the underdog. And as our team has grown, we've stayed true to that mission. Today, Davis Law Group is known for providing excellent service and even better results. Visit WashingtonAccidentBooks.com to get your free book on car accident law.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain. DayandNight.net. Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night.
Now get $100 off any drain cleaning.
DayandNight.net.
What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, "You're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps." Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at LifePointLaw.com. That's LifePointLaw.com.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Did you know every qualifying vehicle at Sunset Auto Family comes with oil changes for life? That's about $150 each, and you get up to 5 a year, saving you thousands over the life of your vehicle. Visit our friends at Sunset Auto Family. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
KIRO News Radio is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the KIRO News Radio app or visit mynorthwest.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
That's mynorthwest.com/win.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's a fun Friday show, and on the weekends, people sometimes tuck in for a fun movie. You watch something on streaming or whatever.
Especially it's going to rain this weekend, too. I heard that.
It's supposed to rain?
Yeah, cloudy and maybe even a low show from the Blue Angels. Aaron Gano's looking into what that changes would mean for the performance itself and for the crowds who go to see.
Can I admit something horrible?
Sure.
I'm kind of looking forward to the rain. I like it. I like the rain. It's nice in the middle of summer when you got, it's like a little island of cold.
Yeah, and
we've been
cool,
getting some
clean
nice
the
weather.
air. Yes.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I'm kind of with you.
The rest of the year when it's raining all the time,
you miss the sun.
I don't love it. Are you a Netflix guy? Are
Very
you
much
a
so.
Hulu guy?
I'm very much a Netflix guy.
Netflix.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
And they've become one of the biggest movie their productions.
They're one of the biggest. They're a massive studio.
Yeah.
They produce a ton of stuff. They also buy things that are already made. Like a big thing that Netflix does is somebody will come to them. They've already produced a movie. They've already spent the money on it. They will say, hey, we want to sell you this project. You can stream it on all your platforms.
It's more attractive than theaters are these days.
Absolutely. I mean, like that's why Netflix exists, because it's very easy to watch on there. Although it's anxiety inducing. They have too many options.
I
Too
do
many
get
options.
choice paralysis.
Completely.
Yeah.
I hate it.
What'd you end up watching? The choice screen?
Yes.
I spent 2.5 hours watching options.
Sometimes every single night when I'm watching something, if my wife is watching with me, she will fall asleep instantly, and then I will just, whatever we were watching because she was in the room, I will then switch over to whatever I want to watch. But that just means I search until I go to bed. It's so stupid. It's not satisfying. Anyway, Netflix. Netflix is being sued right now for $105 million. Jeez Louise, that's a lot of dough. There's a movie producer who has a new movie. What's happening here? Oh, was that my computer? That's my bad.
Cool.
That's kind of neat.
Class is over. Have a great weekend, everybody.
I kind of like that.
It took me back.
Netflix is being sued for $105 million because they a producer of a movie that Nicolas Cage stars in.
Okay.
And the movie is called, let me get the name of the movie right.
Fortitude.
Fortitude.
It's an army movie. It's a war movie.
Fortitude.
Yeah.
It's about a specific campaign during World War II. And it looks very interesting. I mean, I love all this history stuff.
Me too.
But they're suing for $105 million because basically what they say is Netflix was interested in buying our movie. So we sent them over the appropriate materials, as you would do. It's a submission. You submit it to Netflix.
And they'll decide if it's worthy of their platform.
Here's an inside look into how this works.
Okay.
It used to be studio executives would all gather in a room and they would they would all bring in the projects that they shepherded through their different, every one of them is an umbrella and they all have people underneath them who are feeding them material. They then all meet up in a room and they make the best case for their pieces that they think are the best things. And sometimes, it rises to the top. That's how it was done in the old days. Or they might develop something in-house and it takes years. Now what they do is they just put it through an algorithm. And the algorithm will decide, are enough people aware of different things about this movie that they're going to click on it and watch it. So there's going to be a whole bunch of people who like war movies, so we can count on this amount of audience. There's going to be a lot of people who are Nick Cage fans, so we can count on this amount of exposure. And then if that number equals the number that they think justifies whatever budget or price, they will purchase the project.
Do they factor in the people who love creative hair pieces? Because those people love Nick Cage movies.
Okay, crossover with the John Travolta audience.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
See? Yeah.
Yes.
Face off, hair on. Boom.
Perfect movie because it's both of them. You're right. The Nick Cage. Anyway, great. So in this case, this movie company sends over this version of the film. A lot of time,
like a screener,
like a screener type of deal.
Now, didn't you used to be a part of that collective where they would send you?
I still am. I still get screeners all the time, but they
Yeah.
don't do screeners anymore. They just do links. So they'll send you'll get I have an app.
Okay.
And basically during award season, they load movies onto an app, and then you have early viewing.
You used to get DVDs in the mail, right?
They used to send me literally every single year. I would get dozens and dozens of physical DVDs with a watermark on them that's had my specific identification on it. So if it ever leaked out into the public,
then they know where the leak was.
They would know who it was from.
Got it.
So you would have to destroy. My wife got very annoyed with this because we'd have boxes and boxes of DVDs that I would have to physically snap in half or take a drill through a pile of 15 and just drill through these DVDs.
Because if it accidentally gets released, that's on you.
Yes.
That's security. Yeah.
Yes. So and it's not like, I mean, I'd save some of the good ones, you'd save a good movie, but they're sending you everything that's made that year for award nomination stuff. And so you get like 50 movies, 35 of them you've never heard of and are not good. Anyway, so they sent one of these DVDs over to Netflix for their consideration. Apparently it got lost, according to the lawsuit. Somewhere at Netflix, went off somebody's desk. And now they're saying, because we can't guarantee that this movie is exclusive anymore because it just could be leaked at any time, we're going to lose a ton of value for this movie. Theatrically, who's going to risk purchasing a movie that could be leaked anytime?
Has it been leaked?
It hasn't been leaked. So it leads me to think, like, is this all just like a marketing ploy? I don't know that that's the case. This is just speculation.
Well, then forget we told you it was called Fortitude and it stars Nick Cage. It's a World War II period piece. I don't want to be party to their game. I don't want to be a pawn in their evil game.
That's right.
Of marketing.
And now we're giving them radio promo. We've just been pawned.
He wants
They pawned us.
$105 million? Yeah. For potential damages?
There's no way. There's no way they're going to get $105 million. I can't believe it. I love Nick Cage, don't get me wrong.
I love war movies.
Massive fan.
Yeah.
But is his movie called Fortitude worth $105 million in a lawsuit? I guess that depends on how much you love Nick Cage and hair pieces.
What if it was like Netflix wasn't going to use it? And like, well, either we'll see for $105 million, but if you put it on, we'll forget the whole thing.
We'll let it slide.
We'll forget the whole thing.
Yeah, watch them buy it now. All right, we got the 1 o'clock rundown. We got a lot of great stuff on 1 o'clock rundown. Tons of fun, interesting things. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Not all roofs are created equal, and not all warranties are either. This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Right now, take advantage of free lifetime Golden Pledge warranties on all GAF shingle installations. And save up to $3,000 or choose 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Summertime savings won't last forever. Protect your home with a roof you can count on for decades. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
I like it hot.
Beg your pardon?
Can you make it hot for me, Dan?
I think so.
Half heated ain't hot enough.
No.
That's why I called you.
Apollo Plumbing.
Yeah, my sorry old water heater.
Oh.
Ain't getting me the hots anymore.
You want hot water.
That's what I said.
That's what we do at Apollo Plumbing.
And you're ready?
Right now.
When can you?
How about today?
Same day?
We'll have you in hot water tonight.
Clever. How about an upgrade?
A tankless water heater would mean endless hot water.
Now you're cooking.
That's just for starters.
Starters?
How about we make it a worry-free water heater?
Worry-free?
Wrenchie's worry-free warranty.
Which covers?
Repair, service, all included.
And when it wears out?
Apollo replaces it.
No extra charge?
Nothing.
Nil?
Nada. As an Apollo A-list member, you're covered.
And payments?
To fit your budget with approved credit, of course.
And I'm hot again.
Worry-free.
That's for me.
We're on our way.
Thanks for making it hot.
We're ApolloPlumbing.com.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Holy smokes, I can see. Hey everybody, it's Rick Riz, and I just had refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision, and it's amazing. K2 Vision RLE means no more readers or glasses for me. Plus, I'll never get a cataract. Now, when I call a game, you won't see those readers dangling from the end of my nose to see the field and then my notes. I only wish I had done it sooner. It's like seeing a whole new ball game. K2 Vision RLE was quick and painless, over in just minutes, and I knew I was in great hands. The K2 Vision RLE team has done over 150,000 lens procedures. You can trust their stuff. K2 Vision RLE is my permanent solution to a lifetime of great vision. It could be yours too. Enjoy life's good years without readers, glasses, contacts, or cataracts. Get your free Zoom consult now at K2VisionRLE.com. Then you can make the same call I did. Goodbye, glasses. K2VisionRLE.com.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. President Trump says he's losing faith in the Iran negotiations after having described the talks for some time as optimistic and saying Iran desperately wants to make a deal on Iran's military.
We have obliterated their military capacity. Again, they've got some left, but soon they won't have some left.
Rising oil prices worsen worries about inflation squeezing the bond market. Huge spring profits reported by the American oil companies. The president taking credit for what he calls a deal with Israel and Hamas. Hamas says it will disarm only if a Palestinian state is created, something Israel adamantly rejects. Spain's government and local officials say about 60,000 migrants crossed the border entering a Spanish region from Morocco. Local officials say about 48,000 have gone back voluntarily. This migrant says there are no opportunities in Morocco. He says, I want to stay, but
your people don't want us.
This is ABC News. Federal regulators are going full throttle on this.
No driver, no problem for Chloe who took a ride at a Zooks in Las Vegas.
It's kind of scary at the first time, but when I just got used to it, it's really cool and chilling. I really love the music and how you can adjust temperature.
But there's little else she can control. Amazon Zooks vehicles have no steering wheel, no pedals. Jonathan Morrison of the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says Zooks got an exemption from the rules, but
we have the ability to pull the exemption if we see unreasonably risky behavior on the road.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
Florida man now faces manslaughter charges in the death of his neighbor. His story: he mistook the neighbor for a bear and fatally shot him. Police in New Jersey on the hunt for several Pokemon card thieves who targeted several stores over the past few months. The latest grab and go reported around 1:45 a.m. on Wednesday. The cards rumored to be worth thousands. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
An update on a police search along I-5 in Mill Creek this afternoon. That is one story coming up. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by your Seattle Mariners. Gig Harbor, we are struggling today because of road work. Eastbound 16, we've got a 6-mile backup between that 302 interchange and Watchet Drive. And then westbound 16, you're packed from 24th, almost coming off the Narrows there up to Watchet Drive where that road work is. Tacoma to Olympia continues to get to climb. We're at an hour and 15 minutes now to make this commute. 17 miles of scattered backups between JBLM and Olympia, and now North 5 slows between Lacey and DuPont. Through Seattle, North 5 we're heavy from the Michigan Curve, off and on to the Ship Canal Bridge. South 5 packed from 130th to I-90. Linwood to Seattle, a 40-minute drive, about a 10-minute delay there. And in Marysville, North 5, it's packed from the Snohomish River up to State Route 528. Don't miss the biggest event of the year, T-Mobile Park 50 Seasons Celebration Night on August 8th, presented by Daktronics. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Nate Connors. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson wrapped up a news conference within the past hour where she introduced Interim Chief Andre Sales, and she basically dodged questions about the exact reason why she asked Chief Barnes for his resignation. James Lynch was there and joins us live. James?
Nate, Interim Chief Andre Sales is a seasoned law enforcement officer, a former chief in the Midwest, and a good friend of former Chief Sean Barnes. Now, as to why she asked for Barnes' resignation, the mayor said only that there were multiple reasons, but she only cited gaps in communication between her office and SPD the night of the shooting.
Our after-action review of the city's communications with the public and the media revealed real gaps. Information could and should have gone out much faster through social media, the emergency alert system, the SPD blotter, and/or an off-site press conference. The public should have heard sooner about outstanding suspects and the status of the Seattle Center campus.
Now, the mayor accepted blame for not using the community alert system Sunday night, but for nothing else. And that has happened since Sunday night. Live at City Hall, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Thank you, James. Snohomish County Sheriff's deputies are looking for someone who may have stolen a gun out of a vehicle. The search is going on right off I-5 near 128th in the Mill Creek area. KIRO News Radio's Chris Sullivan reports.
I saw multiple Snohomish County deputies, guns out around their shoulders, and a dog out. They were searching along the grassy area right there along the freeway. They were going through some of the neighborhoods and gas stations and a couple of the businesses right there as they were working into the grassy area.
They've also got a drone up there looking for the suspect. The theft apparently happened in Everett at the Puget Park Apartments parking lot. Bellevue residents will soon be able to hop on a Lime scooter or e-bike to get around town. Starting August 10th, Lime will deploy 500 shared devices across the city, offering a new option for first and last mile travel and transit connections. To celebrate, Bellevue and Lime will host a community event August 21st at Amazon Meadow, where free helmets will be handed out. City leaders are reminding riders to use bike lanes when possible and park responsibly to keep sidewalks clear and accessible. A second person is now charged in connection with the shooting of a 2-year-old boy in Tacoma.
On March 31st, the boy was hit in the chest when somebody fired into the Village at Soda Apartments along South 96th Street. He survived but suffered a broken rib, which was pushed into one of his lungs. Pierce County prosecutors have charged 25-year-old Avery Allen Lucas McDaniel with assault and unlawful possession of a firearm. The News Tribune reports another suspect who was arrested earlier this year allegedly fired into the apartment and that the target was somebody he'd been fighting with. Investigators say McDaniel was at the scene too. He pleaded not guilty and his bail was set at $150,000. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
And now your KIRO News Radio weather. Sunny and 83 this afternoon. Tomorrow, though, we flip a switch and bring in some clouds, isolated showers, and breezy conditions. Sunday, a little sunnier with our weekend highs only in the low 70s. Sunny and 76 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Lots of stuff to get to. It's a fun Friday show, so we're going to have a lot of fun here. As every day we do for the entire show, really. But at 1 o'clock specifically on Fridays, this is where you're going to want to be. When you look back and tell your kids what you did today around the dinner table, this is the moment you're going to go, you guys there for the 1 o'clock rundown? Top stories coast to coast?
Daddy, tell us about the 1 o'clock rundown.
Tell us about the 1 o'clock rundown.
Well, Timmy, they started with the future of nuclear energy in America, Timmy, and our own little neighbor state of Idaho.
Yes.
Yes, they did.
Oh, you've read
Tell me more, Daddy.
Tell me more about nuclear energy in the 21 states that applied for this program, in which Idaho is now a finalist.
A short list.
It's a short list, son.
Think about the short list, Timmy.
You know what somebody said to me the other day? This was awesome, because it means that people are liking the segment. Somebody came up to me who listens to the show. I was on the street, and I was surprised by this. And
busking?
I was busking, as I often do on the weekends. You know me too well. And somebody came up to me, and they said, I can't believe that Jimothy wasn't in the 1 o'clock rundown. Because I guess that day we hadn't discussed Jimothy, or actually more likely we talked about him for the entire rest of the show.
It was the 1.5 hour.
We took a little break from Jimothy. And so, but I,
Yeah, no, I hear you. People,
I thought it was nice.
We do this because this is what people are talking about. These are the top stories of the day.
These are the stories they're discussing. And on that day, apparently, we got it wrong. But today, we're not going to get it wrong. Idaho.
Some people are never going to get enough Jimothy. Until Jimothy goes to Idaho and applies for a job at one of these nuclear facilities.
A picture of Jimothy working at a nuclear
in
power
a hard
plant.
hat. Yes,
absolutely. His crooked little back as he's trying to figure out how to keep everything safe. So Idaho is on a short list, one of 5 states still in contention. They're trying to become the center of America's nuclear energy industry. And Seattle Times had an article about this. I thought it was very interesting. 21 states applied for this. And basically what it's going to do is the Department of Energy is going to, they want to make like nuclear energy a thing that people use again and are comfortable using again. And I'll be honest, I'm on board. I'm on board with nuclear power. I like it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I think I am too. I think we live in the shadows and the nightmares of past nuclear accidents and the impact they've had on whether it's 3 Mile Island or if it's Fukushima.
Yep.
Or if it's down in Hanford. And the tank storage and the leaking into the world, and the long-term effects of our early days of nuclear energy. People still live in those
50
memories.
years removed
I'm with you.
from those times.
I'm totally with you.
Yeah.
That's why I am a proponent of the progress and the future.
It's like taking a car from the 1970s. Like, what's a particularly ugly car from the 1970s? The Gremlin?
The Gremlin.
Okay, let's pick the ugliest of all automobiles. You have
Quote
the Gremlin.
Jon Stewart, the Gremlin was created to make the Pinto not feel so bad about itself.
I totally forgot
He's
about
not
the Pinto.
wrong, right?
Okay, so let's take the Gremlin or Pinto, whichever one you hate more.
Sure.
And then imagine that you just assumed that that's the peak of car technology for the end of time.
Right. Why would you sign up for that?
Why would you sign up for that? You wouldn't. You'd be like, you know what? Every time somebody gets in a fender bender, these things explode. Obviously, you correct those issues.
Sure.
Which they now have.
Here comes a super hybrid, state-of-the-art, completely safe.
100%.
Everything at fingertip controls, self-driving, you name it. We got it all.
You don't have to touch your phone. It immediately syncs up every time you get in. You hit a little button and say, who do you want to talk to?
Lane, somebody gets close to your lane, it's all right there for you. But no, you're thinking Gremlin.
You're thinking Gremlin.
Not me.
Absolutely. Do you wish that Washington was in the running for something like this?
No.
I do. I wish we were.
That's valid. Here's why. I think Idaho's close enough. I'm kind of rooting for,
That's fair.
Rooting for Oklahoma, who's also a finalist, I believe. Because, again, I'm living in that nightmare of when things go bad. And because this is a facility that's going to not just have a nuclear power facility.
They'll have storage for waste.
They'll have storage for waste. And from what I'm reading into the
Which
story.
it will generate.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Currently, waste from nuclear facilities being stored on site at these nuclear facilities, which is even more dangerous because should something go catastrophically wrong, then this waste is on site to be compromised by the events of a catastrophe.
Ironically, one of the ones that they're looking to replace near Las Vegas is called Yucca Mountain.
That was supposed to be.
Isn't that funny?
Yucca.
Yucca.
Yucca's a cactus, right? You know that.
No, I know what it is.
But
Is it pronounced Yucca?
Yucca.
Yucca or
No,
Yucca?
it's got yuck right in the name. It's Yucca. You nailed it. It's a good joke. I didn't mean to stomp on it.
Okay.
There was never anything stored there. It was a commission in '87, and they finally, after I think 2010, they finally said no, this was a bad idea.
Why was there anything stored there? Because they didn't build any power plants?
This was just a storage facility at Yucca.
Yeah.
Local politicians said, we don't want it. It's too dangerous. It's too unstable. There's been too many instances. So local politicians rallied, and finally they closed it down in 2010 without storing any nuclear waste there ever.
Yeah.
And this new proposal, where 5 states are in the shortlist finalists of the 21 that applied, we're talking like tens of billions of dollars of investment and tax revenue for these states. We're talking about a big financial boon. Idaho could receive a larger financial investment than the annual taxation budget of Idaho in total.
They estimate, Department of Energy estimates that Idaho could collect $10 billion in state and local tax revenue through this deal. This would include $50 billion in capital investment, 25,000 jobs. The entire state of Idaho collects less than $10 billion in all taxes across the year.
Right, more than doubling.
Would double their tax base.
Yes. And storage is gotten, the technology's gotten so much safer.
So good.
It's
a very good thing. We got a lot of empty space out in eastern Washington. I'm telling you, man. All these talks about energy, too. You got Governor Ferguson trying to shut down energy and dams and things like that.
Well,
he's drawing into question those things.
You also got this I hate to fall into my DTS, but the Trump administration canceling the hydrogen project that was slated for eastern Washington. That got canceled, part of a green energy proposals from the previous Biden administration.
Cancel all the green stuff. I'm fine with that.
So is nuclear's green
always
stuff.
makes things more expensive. That's the problem.
Nuclear's
green makes things
stuff.
more expensive for you and me.
I don't buy that. I agree to disagree.
Question. Show me one area where green energy is being implemented where things get cheaper for the consumer.
You can't at this point in time.
You can't.
Because it's
the
bleeding edge. It's called the bleeding edge of technology. Early adopters.
The bleeding edge?
The bleeding
How
edge.
long has green energy been a conversation?
Well, we're still only 3 to 5% of.
Dead. They're still bleeding.
Nuclear's part of green energy, bud.
I know it is, but the environmentalists have shut it down. They've said no nuclear energy.
Well,
this is the clean. It's ironic. You're totally right. It's ironic because it is the cleanest, safest energy form available on the planet.
Right.
And environmentalists have shut it down, in large part because they saw the movie The China Syndrome in 1979. That's not a joke.
No, I hear you.
They saw the movie The China Syndrome in 1979, which was based on a pretty great novel. Pretty great movie, by the way. A lot of good people in it.
Some of us lived downwind from 3 Mile Island as little kids, but that's just
How many people died from 3 Mile Island?
I don't think any did.
None.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the environmental impacts were severe, so we can't just downplay it.
All the stuff that they had going worked to clean it up.
Yeah.
12 days after the China Syndrome happened, 3 Mile Island happened.
Yeah.
That's why it became such a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
Because China Syndrome was the biggest blockbuster hit when it came out. And then 12 days later, you have a mishap at 3 Mile Island, which is not good. Yeah. But all the safety mechanisms built into place, they worked. But
same can't be said for Fukushima, though.
Fukushima's in a different country, and it was a massive earthquake.
Same planet, though, right? I mean, have you ever seen the readouts of radioactivity?
Have you ever had fish from Fukushima? They're bigger. They got multiple eyes.
I got an extra eye. Who's still hungry?
No, listen. Disasters and natural disasters, things like that, completely understand.
Yeah.
But I would bet you, I haven't looked a ton into Fukushima, but I have done some research into 3 Mile Island as it relates to the China Syndrome, as it relates to nuclear energy. And I would say, if you looked into Fukushima, a lot of stuff, obviously, you don't want. But I bet you also, they did a pretty good job cleaning it. I bet you also that they had safety precautions built in that helped tremendously.
Yeah.
And it's stupid that we're just ignoring nuclear energy.
We're not. It's not. We're not ignoring it. You're right. You're spot on. And by the way, before you text the station, the Waukesha Casino Resort text line, Chernobyl. We forgot to even mention Chernobyl. They're right. That was a massive nuclear disaster. It still to this day affects lots and lots of people in lots and lots of space. The point being,
Have you done any research into Chernobyl? Have you done much reading into it besides seeing the HBO show?
I saw the HBO show.
You should read into it. It's really interesting. There's a lot of stuff about that
we're
HBO.
talking about big deer with extra antlers now.
There's a lot of stuff about Chernobyl that was invented for the HBO show that wasn't reality.
I'm not talking about the movie, the drama movie. There were documentaries on.
Oh, I thought you were talking about There's also a phenomenal TV series. It's one of the best things that HBO's ever made.
No, I'm not talking about that.
I think it's called Chernobyl.
Yeah, I'm not.
Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen. I've seen
so
pieces
good.
of it. I know. Yeah, I know that.
It's phenomenal.
But there were and here's the thing.
Also, that's Russia, so I kind of write it off.
I was about to
that's
say,
Russia.
The problem with Chernobyl also was misinformation and lack of information to the community. That was part of the Chernobyl problem.
And Russia.
Downplaying severity.
We're talking USSR.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay.
Good news is Idaho's on the short list.
Modern times.
Yeah.
Chernobyl, perfect example. You're talking about Gremlin territory. That's way back when. This is modern times.
Right.
It's a whole new game. Idaho's going to be on the cutting edge of this, possibly, if they get this contract. $10 billion. But Washington State, are we even in the game?
Nope.
No, we're not.
I don't think we were one of the 21 that applied, were we?
Of course not.
Not in this state.
They would never do that. They hate cheap energy. All right. Mom Donnie. Should we do some Mom Donnie stuff?
Yeah, we can do that.
He's taken on delivery apps. Tips. People are very passionate about tipping. They're very passionate about either saying you're forcing me to tip too much or you guys aren't tipping us enough. So usually people have a pretty good feeling about tipping, or they have a strong feeling about tipping, one way or the other.
Yeah, and I think that the expansion of the gig economy into our lives, it now seems like so many ways, every time, every day.
Oh, it's everywhere.
That the gig economy steps into our lives, and tipping as well. Nowadays, you turn the screen. How much money do you want to give me for handing you a bag? 18%, 20%, 25%.
Do you hate that or do you love it?
I cannot stand that. Cannot stand that.
Same. Yeah.
I don't stiff anybody, even with carryout. I'll leave them $1. But I'm not going to leave 18% on a $40 food order because you handed it to me. That's insulting. To even ask, it's insulting.
I always feel guilty. In the old days, before a screen shamed me, I would never tip on takeout.
Really?
If I showed up at a place, maybe if it was a place I frequented a lot,
right.
I might throw
one-offs are different, but a community place that the business owner, count on them.
But if I'm just passing through, getting takeout food, it's like I don't tip at fast food. Do you?
No.
What's the difference? There's no service. What's the tip for? It's service.
To me, I'll give the difference. To me, the difference is if it's a corporation, I don't tip.
Okay.
If it's a family business, I'll try to, even if I'm just passing through, I'll throw $1 at them. I'll throw $2 at them.
Sure.
If it's a big order. In my neighborhood, I don't care if I get an $18 order or a $100 order. I tip $5 for takeout.
Okay.
That's what I do at the place.
Because they know your face and you know their face.
Yeah, and they know me, and I respect and appreciate their work.
That's nice.
So with regard to the apps, what Mondami is stepping up to,
is
that these apps make it difficult for people to know
That's what he
that tips are
says.
included. Laura does more of this consuming than you or I do, so maybe when you use delivery apps.
Yeah, if you're using Uber Eats or if you're using DoorDash.
I'm trying so hard not to because it's
So expensive.
so bad for my budget.
Do you tip the delivery guys?
I do, mostly because the app says like they'll bring it to you faster. You know, if you
Tipping's not
package a tip with the order.
Tipping's not a reward; it's an
Well-
incentive on these apps.
Then I looked up like how much they make per hour, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, like the regulatory response. I don't know. It adds up really fast.
It adds up really fast.
Yeah.
And what's the markup too? Like if you order from a restaurant menu versus ordering that same item on a DoorDash, isn't it like a 30% markup or something?
I'd say it's probably like $2 or $3 an item. I fall
An item, not a
prey
delivery.
to
An item.
sushi most often. So like a $18 roll will be like a $20, $21 roll.
No thanks.
It adds up fast.
Mondami's problem with the Uber Eats and the DoorDash.
Let's play a second of him talking about it.
Oh, you got it.
and
Okay,
then-
great.
And then we can break it down. Oh, here we go.
Since our new laws took effect 6 months ago, they have put delivery workers on track to receive an average annual increase of $2,287 paid to them in tips. It is also a return to transparency for the New Yorkers who rely on delivery services. From the harried father ordering an emergency pizza for family dinner, to Sex and the City's Miranda Hobbs eating chicken with broccoli and brown sauce while she watches her favorite show, Jules and Mimi.
I don't understand any of those references.
I wish I was culturally.
What's a Jules and a Mimi? Do you know?
I have no idea.
No, that
This
one
must,
eludes me.
it's an East Coast thing. Must be an
That's
East
the
Coast.
Sex and the City thing. If they're so cool,
You watch Sex and... Did you watch Sex
I
and the
did
City?
watch it, but
Do you know what a
I-
Jules and a Mimi are?
No.
Is it a drink? I don't know what it is.
Shoe designer?
Text us.
Please text us and let us know.
Rom-com lover knows that after the heart has broken and all seems lost, there's oftentimes only one thing left to do. Order delivery. From How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days to You've Got Mail.
Good Lord. He just did a
Yeah,
Claude search.
I
He
love
goes,
ya.
give me a bunch of references for things. Let me break it down what he's basically doing here. He's saying that the tipping section on these apps has been hidden to obscure how much somebody wants to tip. And so the people delivering your food are not getting tips as much as they otherwise would if the tipping was more evident.
If you asked folks, so for me, I would drop $5 on a guy, right? And it says it's 10% is a hidden button.
Well, the 10% is just kind of, they build it in.
They build it in, yeah.
But he's saying, I want to make the tipping button front and center so that people know, hey, I actually want to tip 20% on a takeout item. Is that something that would be useful to you?
Yes, and only in so much that I don't like to have my options hidden from me. I don't have to go searching for things. I want to know front and center what you expect of me, what my options are.
Mm-hmm.
So from that regard, I think it's good. He says it's going to help the drivers.
Here's my question.
Because the automatic tip button kind of shortchanges them.
Why is it his business?
He's
the mayor of a city. He doesn't have other stuff to do. Is all the crime solved? He's now moved on to tip button on applications focus on private companies.
It's his voter base, the drivers.
That's
his voters.
It's his driver union base. That's why he's doing it.
That's okay. It's his constituency.
What do you mean it's okay?
It's his constituency.
Wouldn't you rather he be solving crime? If Katie Wilson came out today in the midst of all this, she said, you know what we're going to do? I'd like you all to open up your Uber Eats app. I'm going to focus on what's important. Transparency. That's what we want. Well, I'm going to provide a window into Uber Eats.
I got a window into Uber Eats that they don't have.
New Yorkers feel the same way about Mondami that we feel about Katie Wilson. They
I don't know if that's the case.
100. They want him to focus on
He's
what's
getting
important.
stuff done. He's opening up grocery stores.
Oh
He's got rent control put in place.
He's opening up grocery stores.
They're open. There are city subsidized grocery stores that allow lower prices on
We're
various
gonna have to
items.
come back to this now.
Okay,
We're gonna have to talk
he's
about
delivering
it.
on promises.
Okay. I
He's-
didn't want to
he's
do
nothing
this.
like Katie
I didn't want to do
Wilson.
this, and now I have to.
Well,
I didn't want to.
He's funny.
Now
I
gotta.
Wait a minute. He's funny. He's charming. He's like Katie Wilson. One of these things doesn't belong here.
He's like Katie Wilson. You know what? At 2 o'clock, can we get back at what do we have scheduled for 2 o'clock? Let's talk grocery stores at 2 o'clock. I didn't want to do it, but you forced my hand.
We didn't have
have
time to get to the third roundup story of the day, which is that AI snuck out of the box. Right?
Tell
See
people
that?
real fast.
Okay, and
Anthropic.
Anthropic was running their Claude AI, and it closed test environment. They're running these tests on AI. They ran over 140,000 tests.
Yeah.
Except in this one coding error, AI was allowed to escape the test and get into the internet, and the AI Claude hacked into 3 separate companies.
So this happened originally with OpenAI?
Yes.
And they made big news, and then Anthropic is like, well, we've now done it 3 times accidentally.
Yeah.
And it makes me think like they're all competing now to see like, you know, to convince who can be the
unsafest?
Convince the public of who has the smartest AI. I think that's what they're
I don't
doing.
want the smartest AI. I want the safest
Laura
AI.
mentioned this earlier. She basically, her premise is that they're all trying to like get more investment dollars by proving they have the best AI. And I think she's right.
Ours is smart. Ours is smarter than we are.
You watch.
I don't want that.
Whoever is the other one, it's going to be Grok is going to come out next and be like, we did it 25 times.
We had 7 companies.
Yeah. We're writing this out. All right. We got a lot more coming up. We got your question of the day. When we come back, we're going to answer your question. Do you know any more about what the heck happened in Seattle with the forced resignation from Chief Sean Barnes after that press conference earlier, or do you know less? We'll talk about that next. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
For 250 years, Americans have believed in one powerful idea, that we are meant to live free to work hard, free to move, free to enjoy life without being held back. But if the natural effects of aging are slowing you down, it might be time to declare your independence from aging. John Curley here. Longevity Medical Clinic has been treating the undesirable effects of aging for nearly 30 years. They have more clinical experience with actual patient care than any longevity practice in the country. I've been a patient for 17 years. Wow, time flies when you got a lot of energy. I don't know where I'd be today without longevity. Longevity Medical Clinic was started so people can get back to living life on their own terms, walking, working, exercising, and enjoying the moments that matter most. This year, as we celebrate 250 years of American independence, take a stand for your own freedom. Get your free health analysis at Longevity Medical Clinic. Find out more at lmclinic.com.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
You know what you can trust? The protection you get when you bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive. You know what you can't trust? Everything else, apparently. Like when you saw that article that said that thing you eat every day is a superfood and great for your gut health. But then 30 seconds later, a different article warns you to avoid it and it's taking years off your life. Well, which is it? Kind of a big difference there. Anyway, bundle home and auto insurance with Progressive for reliable coverage in a reliably unreliable world. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
And Doug.
Hot dog! Get your hot dog!
Customize and save with Liberty Mutual.
Hey, what are you doing?
I like your method. Direct. To the point. A little loud, but...
Listen, people don't buy car insurance the same way they do hot dogs.
Not yet, but both are customizable.
Popcorn! Get your popcorn!
Hey, this is a hot dog area.
And customize and save area. Get a quote at libertymutual.com or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Take me out to big trees. Take me to see the leaves. Privacy screens and evergreens. You already know they have of thousands of trees.
Big Trees for tree sales and transplants. Find Big Trees in Snohomish or BigTreeSupply.com.
When you see this in your kitchen,
The stainless steel fridge is covered in fingerprints.
you hear this.
Leslie, people are going to think you were raised in a barn or by wolves or raised in a barn by wolves.
Fortunately, Wyman Stainless Steel 3-in-1 cleans, shines, and protects to give you the best shine. A spray and a wipe will have your fridge shining like a mirror.
Wow, my fridge looks brand new. Your fridge looks amazing, Leslie. Sorry, I was being a little dramatic earlier.
Your kitchen says a lot about you. Let it brag with Wyman.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Did you know that 4,000 women are diagnosed with breast cancer every year in Washington state? I'm Dr. Suzette Miranda with Northwest Hope and Healing. We provide financial support for breast and gynecologic cancer patients in our community. Join us at Life in Color, a summer brunch, auction, and fashion show on August 23rd at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville for an unforgettable afternoon of inspiration. Get your tickets now for Life in Color on August 23rd at nwhopeandhealing.org. That's nwhopeandhealing.org.
Rev up your summer at LeMay, America's Car Museum. Explore the new British bike exhibition, professional level race simulators, and mark your calendar for Tacoma Cars and Coffee or family drive-in movie nights. Plan your visit now at americascarmuseum.org.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson further explaining her decision to ask for now former police chief Sean Barnes to resign. She says there were multiple factors.
The events of Sunday certainly played into it, and I think we've discussed some of the gaps and lapses that happened. And again, my decision here is based on what I believe is going to be best for this department and for the city moving forward.
She says her office is searching with urgency for a permanent police chief. In the meantime, police believe they are very close to finding the other suspects involved in Sunday's shooting at the Bight of Seattle. Interim Chief Andre Sales confirmed they are looking for multiple people.
We are working diligently. We are working tirelessly to bring these people to justice. We're going to continue to do that as a police department. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we have it right.
He says they will only release suspect descriptions once they are confident they've identified the right people. 19-year-old suspect died in the shooting while a 15-year-old boy faces assaults and gun charges. On the final day of trading in July, stocks rallied. The Dow gained 278, S&P 500 up 52, NASDAQ up 252. Shares of Amazon climbed 15% today after the company reported profits tripling over last year, thanks in large part to growth in cloud computing. CEO Andy Jassy says the AI boom is just getting started.
We continue to be in the middle of some of the biggest inflections of our lifetime. And we're building multiple new long-term businesses that will make customers' lives better and easier.
Amazon plans to pour $222 billion into infrastructure this year alone. Downtown Seattle hotels saw mixed results in June, driven by the FIFA World Cup. Room sales and occupancy both fell 7.5% from a year ago. Visit Seattle, though, says the biggest surge came from the U.S.-Australia match on June 18th, with Seattle setting a new single-day hotel revenue record. Overall, average daily room rates jumped about 15%. Hotel revenue rose 5.5% in June. To the real-time traffic desk now at 1:33. Here's Nate Connors.
Oh, boy, it's busy already, Aaron. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour and 10 minutes. You've got 18 miles of backups between JBLM and Olympia. North 5, you're heavy between Lacey and DuPont, and then more slowing through Lakewood and South Tacoma. Olympia to Tacoma is a 45-minute drive. Out toward Gig Harbor, we've been struggling for the past few hours because of road work. Eastbound 16, about a 6-mile backup between the 302 interchange and Walachit, where the road work is, and then westbound 16 packed from 24th up up to Alachit. South Center and northbound 405 were packed from I-5 to the S-curves. South 405 slows from Bellevue into Renton. Here in Seattle, North 5 is jam-packed from the Michigan curve off and on to the Ship Canal Bridge. About a half hour to clear this. South 5 is packed from 130th and Northgate to I-90 already. Linwood to Seattle's at 45 minutes. And Everett to Marysville already a 20-minute commute. We're crowded from 526 up to 528. And we're still a half hour out from the afternoon bowling shift change. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Forecast now, seeing sunshine this afternoon. For tomorrow, some clouds return for Seafair weekend. We'll see some light rain at times on Saturday, more clouds on Sunday. Right now, though, beautiful, 75 and sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We just got a really funny email from Sully Sullivan, Chris Sully Sullivan, who's trying actually to copyright that name. He says nobody else can be called Sully, only him. He just sent this out. Sound Transit, we're going to get to the question today in just a second, but Sound Transit has a timeline now for getting light rail to Ballard.
What?
Yeah, pretty exciting. Let me read you from this. Sound Transit announced today, this is so great. This is so great. Sound Transit announced today that the Ballard Light Rail extension could begin service to Market Street in Ballard by 2042.
No, he must have wrote that back. He must have been 24, he meant, right?
What year is it right now?
26.
26. By 2042.
I ask you, will there even be a Ballard in 2042?
Great question.
Is anything guaranteed?
Nothing's guaranteed. You know who certainly won't be around? Sadly, Jimothy.
Oh. Well, that was also
2042. Good golly.
That's depending if they get
if they get funding.
If they find funding by when?
2033.
So we got 7 years to find funding, and if that's the case,
what a
and give us
clown show.
9 more years to dig.
Oh my gosh.
Dig and build and build and
Here's one thing I guarantee. Even if they get all the funding that they need, there's no way in the name of Jimothy that those people are in Ballard by 2042. Not a chance.
Okay. Oh, well,
not a chance.
I'll make you a bet.
You make me a bet.
You'll buy my grandkids
You come
lunch. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist.
I was going to say, you come
I hope
find me.
I'm around.
You come find me in retirement in 2042?
I'll wheel over, shake my cane at your window, tell your nurse, bring him to the window.
You owe me $5. What a joke. Oh, my gosh. Buy your tickets today, folks. 2042. All right, we got question of the day. Mayor Wilson had a press conference this morning. She was trying to explain why Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes was forced to resign. She has accepted his resignation, which she was very happy to announce. And people said, "Well, why did he resign? What's the reasoning that why did you demand his resignation?" And she just kept
was now the time to do it. Many questions.
So she just kept answering this way.
I do have a different window into our police department than they do, and I'm making the decision that I believe is best and urgent at this time for our police department and for this city.
She's got a super secret window. She said that many, many times. Really didn't give anything concrete, though, as to why now? Why now?
When pressed repeatedly by the reporters on site, by numerous reporters on site.
We have some of that. This is from I believe this is from Heather Bosch.
I learned at 9:40 p.m., 5 minutes before 9:45, that a press conference was being planned at Seattle Center. At that time, if I had known.
Wait a minute. I'm going to go back to that real fast. I'm going to listen to her say that one more time.
I learned at 9:40 p.m., 5 minutes before 9:45, that a press conference was being planned at Seattle Center.
Okay, 5 minutes before. Did she not send a text message to Governor Ferguson at 7:41 p.m.? Did we not have record of that Governor Ferguson released to the public through a public information request from the Center Square's Carlene Johnson, I believe?
Yeah.
And in the picture,
and that was at
shows a timestamp at 7:41 p.m. We're putting together a press conference.
Right.
So how did she not know from her own text? I'm sorry, does she not have a window into her own thoughts? She should have read that.
It's right on your phone.
I'm going to play that one more time.
That can be a window.
Spike, while I'm playing this, find that picture somewhere and you can read it directly to the and the timestamp.
I learned at 9:40 p.m., 5 minutes before 9:45, that a press conference was being planned at Seattle Center. At that time, if I had known that next to no information, apart from my own office's blog post, had been shared with the public since the time of the incident at 6 p.m., I would have immediately said, yes, tell the press everything you know.
Let me real quick, I'm going to pause it. I have the picture in front of me. 7:41 p.m. This is a picture that was shared with reporters by Governor Bob Ferguson. Katie Wilson to Bob Ferguson, text message, quote, "We are pulling together a conference call now and most likely a public conference later tonight." That's at 7:41 p.m.
Okay.
He says, I can be there by 9 p.m. Please call. She does not respond.
Talking about 7:45 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, in that, absolutely no direction from my office not to share information.
You had no communication from your office to anybody at SPD at that time.
We had communication, but we were not directing anyone to not share information.
How did you not know that no information was coming out for $5? How did you not know? Did you not turn on the TV? Did you not look at an app on your phone and no one in your
I was not watching the TV that evening.
No one in your administration knew that no information was going out to the public about a mass shooting that happened at the Seattle Center. No one knew.
The reason why we put out a statement on our website around 8:45 p.m. is because at that point we did realize that nothing was getting out there, and we knew that the public was desperate for information. So we put out a statement with the best information we had at that time from SPD, which, as everyone knows, included some misinformation about the number of suspects who had been taken into custody.
Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, you guys had a lot of opinions on this. The question was, did you learn anything new from Mayor Wilson's press conference? Josh in Auburn says, I think she took a page from the Fauci playbook. Y'all played in a clip recently. Under advice of counsel, I plead the fifth. She was a broken record.
She'd have been smarter to say that than the
she
stuff
should have
she did
said
say.
that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would have been very interesting.
You gave Mayor Wilson a high grade for her performative, not so much for content,
not for substance, but
just for performative
presentation.
Mike and Kent says Wilson's bar is pretty low. I'll give it a grade C-.
Well, Mike, you're a tougher grader than I am. Yeah. Mark in Seattle says she signed an NDA and can't say anything about why he left. That may or may not be the case. She may be required legally to not say why he left.
With regard to terms of any kind of a settlement, those are often kept private. That's understandable.
Well, there I would challenge whether or not they're even legally allowed to do that. That's city money. She may be able to withhold specifically things that she listed to him as the reason.
Okay.
But I don't think you should be able to do that personally. He's a public official.
Paid for with our money,
Paid
you're
for
right.
with people's money, public dollars. And she's now saying, well, all of those conversations are going to remain privileged, and you don't get to know any of those things. Only I, as a city executive, get to know those things.
Donnell in West Seattle says she didn't know about the shooting because she wasn't watching television. Doesn't she answer her phone? Surely someone in her administration was trying to get a hold of her. And she didn't say she didn't know about the shooting. What she said was she was unaware that the emergency alert system hadn't been activated. And that's where she says the miscommunication came in, because they were talking about a press conference, scheduling a press conference, and allegedly waiting for dignitaries to arrive to have them on site. And she says that's different than knowing that no alert had been sent. She said, if I had known that no one had been informed what was going on in an unsafe situation, I would have immediately insisted that the police department notify the public.
Layla says, if she didn't know anything until 9:45, why are you even mayor? They told you that there was a shooting and you just totally ignored it? You may have employees working for you, but as mayor, you are working for people of Seattle, and you have to answer every question. Honestly, we are your boss. It's a good point, Layla.
253 says G. Scott shared on his show that Chief Barnes did not know anything about the possibility being fired or being asked to resign until G himself told Chief, and that was at that would have been on Wednesday. The texter here says yesterday afternoon, but that was regard to Wednesday they were talking about, when the chief was allegedly asked to be resigned. There was that's when the chief left the vigil at the center for a scheduled 7:30 meeting with the mayor.
Gotcha.
G. Scott says someone inside told him that she's going to ask for your resignation.
206, the former chief will sue the city for the forced resignation. It will cost taxpayer money. He was a scapegoat, and again proves Wilson has no clue what she is doing. I will say this. I don't know how they finagled a resignation versus a firing. A firing would have looked bad on his record. Obviously, he's going to want a future job, and it's much easier with a resignation than a firing. I will say that. But he didn't walk away with nothing. So I don't know if there's going to be a lawsuit going forward. I imagine that was part of his agreement to officially
Well,
resign.
you're not going to give a bucket of money unless he agrees not to hold the city, come after you later with a lawsuit. I think that's usually part of any settlement agreement.
Something, but I'm sure they paid him out. I would still like to know how much the city paid him. I think that would be interesting.
Well, Bruce in Capitol Hill says, do we have a description of the shooter that's still in the loose? I'd like to know that.
Yeah,
I'm
that
with you,
would be
Bruce.
good information. Absolutely. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. When we get back, well, it's just going to be a mystery, too. You're going to have to find out when we get back. Oh, feeding time. No, it's feeding time.
Oh, no, it's a mystery until then.
Okay.
Tell you what my feed looks like. He'll tell you what his feed looks like.
I'll tell you my feed, too.
Yeah.
Stick around. We'll be back.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins!
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
When you order a ride from a rideshare company, do you know what you're getting? Big rideshare companies have been caught failing to protect passengers from dangerous drivers and not supporting drivers and passengers after an accident, all to protect their profits. That's why if you've been injured in a rideshare vehicle, you need Davis Law Group to protect you. Their in-house team of investigators and legal staff has a successful track record of taking on rideshare companies, and they've won millions. Visit DavisLawGroupSeattle.com.
All right, I'm very happy to have Phil Mitchell from Sunset Auto Family on with me right now. And Phil, you guys offer such an amazing value for people who are driving their cars a little bit longer now. And you guys offer repairs for life. How does that work?
Basically, we're going to cover any repair we do for $250 or over for as long as you own the vehicle.
So let me ask you this question. Let's say that I buy my vehicle elsewhere. My transmission on my car breaks down. You guys fix it. 10 years later, I have the same problem. You guys are going to fix that again for no cost?
That's right. No cost to you for as long as you own the vehicle.
So why would you even offer this? This has got to be incredibly expensive for you.
You know what? We just want to keep our customers for life. So chances are if we do a repair for life and we take good care of you, you might look us up when you decide to get a new vehicle. And we want to be your lifetime dealer.
So somebody really does feel like they're part of the Sunset Auto family.
That's exactly right. We want you to be part of the family, and that's why we take good care of you.
Oil changes for life, warranty protection for life, and repairs for life. Only at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
At Seattle Children's Hospital, 1 in 3 patient families can't afford the food their kids need to heal. A child recovering from surgery and the family struggling to put nutritious food on the table. That's why Seattle Children's, Safeway, and Seahawk, Jackson Smith, and Jigba launched the Food First Project to fight pediatric food insecurity by providing grocery cards, produce vouchers, and food as medicine programs for families. No barriers, just help. 12s, we need you. Learn more at Safeway.com. Again, that's Safeway.com.
Your old water heater's starting to peter.
DayandNight.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater. DayandNight.net.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Whether it's help with hormone therapy, weight management, or sexual health, every woman should have access to affordable prescription medication and personalized care that understands the whole woman. Join me, Dr. Doug Lucas, clinical lead of hormone optimization and longevity at LifeMD, along with other leading experts on the podcast, Here's Something Good on Women's Health and Longevity. To learn more, go to lifemd.com.
You've worked hard, saved diligently, and now retirement is on the horizon. But will your nest egg go the distance? With rising cost and uncertain markets, there's no time for oversimplified plans. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
It's the best time of the year at Staples, with back-to-school supplies as low as 25 cents, up to 40% off select tech and more at staples.com/back-to-school. Nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all. Sound like your home? Then call for your free inspection.
InsulationNorthwest.com. KIRO News Radio is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the KIRO Newsradio app or visit mynorthwest.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
That's mynorthwest.com/win.
All right, welcome back to the show. It's feeding time, everyone.
I need you today, buddy.
We get to look at our social media feeds and we get to see what's being shoved down our throats.
I need you to bail me out today.
Are you feeling dark?
My feed has been flooded in the last 48 hours.
With
and it's
what?
my own fault.
With what?
Well, good news is the social media epidemiologists are back.
Okay.
Turning their attentions away from the social media experts on international oil markets, away from constitutional law, away from reflecting repair. They're now, all the epidemiologists are back. I'm flooded with people relitigating the COVID-19 pandemic. It's just everywhere I look.
It's a problem for you? You don't like it?
Well, I just don't like the fact that we are going through here. I'm fatigued.
Yeah.
I'm fatigued. Dr. Fauci sat in front of a Senate hearing and pled the Fifth 111 times, and I'm not going to litigate whether that was smart politically or smart legally. The arguments can go both directions. But I don't want to have the discussion again about whether or not you shoulda or coulda or did this help or did that not help. I'm tired of it. And that we're talking about it's feeding time. That's all I'm getting. I watched a couple videos. I tried to become informed about the conversation. I tried to find out if there was validity to the concerns of the congressional hearing members that asked the questions, if there was prudence in Dr. Fauci's answering, if he had already been asked these questions 100 times during 24 appearances on Capitol Hill over the last 6 years, yada, 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 yada. So please tell me you've got something nicer than that.
Well, I wish he would have answered questions. Mine is also COVID related.
Okay, fair enough.
Here's one thing about Fauci, though. I saw a clip of him in a couple different appearances in 2022 where he was asked, someday when this all goes to a congressional committee or wherever, this goes in front of senators and they're going to ask you questions. Are you going to be happy to talk? He goes, I'd be happy to talk. I'm happy to talk. I believe that's before he got a pardon as well, dating all the way back to 2014.
Pardon was the last day of the Biden administration, January 19th.
I wish, here's my thing. I know it's unpleasant to talk about COVID. It's like when it's become one of those things where it's like, you don't discuss finances in front of people. You don't talk about certain things.
Yeah.
I understand why people are annoyed by it because not only was it like incredibly divisive, it's also was just like a dark time. People remember it different ways. Everybody, I don't know anybody who had a good experience during that time. Everybody's just kind of like, this was quite a drag. But I do think it is necessary to answer questions so that in the future we don't repeat our past mistakes.
That's fair.
And I don't think, I think especially with a guy who has a pardon, I don't understand why he didn't take the opportunity as a doctor, because he talks about caring so much about all the science. In fact, he says he was science.
He is science.
I wish I wish that he would be more interested in the future response to things and give us the information that people find that they want to know, the necessary things. They want to ask questions about things, justify the way that he advised people to respond to certain things so that we can learn from maybe there were some mistakes made. And maybe those are things we don't have to repeat in the future. But his legacy now is I plead the fifth, which is a very weird legacy for a guy who you literally could not get to stop talking during the pandemic.
Well,
now he just is silent. Doesn't that bug you?
Not at all. And I'll tell you why.
It doesn't bug you?
I'll tell you why. Yeah, no, it does. Because it was a political decision. It was a legal decision. It wasn't a science decision. Everything.
That describes his entire tenure.
He has spent 24 different appearances on Capitol Hill since 2020.
Okay.
He has answered every question about these. He's answered these questions. He sat for a 14-hour deposition over 2 days on the record, under oath, and answered every question. Then you got Rand Paul, who's selling on his website tote bags, jail Fauci. When the hearing goes in with an agenda to try to trip him up or get him to say something that's contradictory to something he had said in the past.
Is he a smart guy?
He's a very smart guy. He's a very smart. He's
then
also,
why couldn't he answer questions?
That's a fair question.
If he's got a pardon, why couldn't he answer the questions?
It's a horrible look.
Here's one thing I would have asked him. I said, what was up with the 2 masks? Would you recommend that again?
So if you have a physical covering with one layer, you put another layer on, it just makes common sense that it likely would be more effective. And that's the reason why you see people either double masking or doing a version of an N95.
Here's all I'm saying. I know it was a crazy time. I know people didn't know their backside from a hole in the ground. I get that.
We didn't know what we didn't know. Yeah.
But he's supposed to know.
Yeah,
and I would think it would have been great, the guy who's suggesting 2 masks, which you read his diaries, he knows that's all bupkis. It would be great if he's in the middle of his hearing, he didn't just plead the fifth the whole time. He's got a pardon. Otherwise, what do you have to hide? That's what everybody's asking now. And when we look back on this, we won't know anything because he pled the fifth. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
If 20 people were asked to choose toppings for a pizza, and the majority were not asked to pay for any of the toppings, they would probably choose, the majority would, the most delicious and therefore the most expensive. Government should list the price of the toppings and everybody should pay something. We are ruled by the ignorant, elected by the ignorant, and that is the case.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from Big Wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Progressive knows you've got plenty of things to worry about.
What time does the kids' practice end? How long has that check engine light been on? Are takeout containers microwave safe?
So the last thing you should have to worry about is what to do if something unexpected happens on the road. That's why if you're ever in a major accident, Progressive's accident response can detect it and send help. It's just one less thing to worry about.
How long does chicken last in the fridge?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Boyteen from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
This is Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Our summertime savings event means 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for up to 24 months, backed by our unbeatable warranties. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News.
How sweet it is!
50 seasons of moments. 50 seasons of legends. A once-in-a-lifetime event. Join Mariners past and present at T-Mobile Park August 7th through 9th for 50 Season Celebration Weekend. The festivities begin Friday with a post-game slugfest, the Alumni Home Run Derby featuring Ichiro and other former Mariners sluggers, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Saturday will be a showstopper. 50 Season Celebration Night presented by Daktronics. Arrive early to witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed.
It just continues.
The weekend wraps up on Sunday with a collectible 50 Seasons pin giveaway thanks to KeyBank. Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
ABC News, I'm Chuck Sievertson. Creating a stir, 60,000 migrants who crossed the border entering a Spanish region from Morocco in the past 24 hours. Though Spain's government and local officials say about 48,000 have gone back voluntarily, the initial wave sparked debate and an accusation from the U.S. chief executive.
If we're not in office, our country will be invaded at levels that made Spain look small time.
On the ground, officials are describing it as absolute chaos, with the head of the local security force describing it as a border collapse.
ABC's Britt Clennett. President Trump says he's losing faith in the Iran negotiations. Rising oil prices worsen worries about inflation. Huge spring profits reported by American oil companies. The president announcing a deal with Israel and Hamas, but Hamas says it will disarm only if a Palestinian state is created, something Israel rejects. This is ABC News. As a heat dome puts around 70 million people under warnings across much of the West, the Pacific Northwest is dealing with heat and wildfires. ABC News forecaster Sam Champion.
Oregon may be started on what could be their worst fire season in history. That's how hot and dry it's been here. What makes this worse? Wind gusts anywhere from 40 to 75 miles per hour.
Wildfires driving nearly 250,000 people out of their homes and vacation sites in the south of France. Dangerous waves, high surf spreading for hundreds of miles up and down the California coast. Tropical storm Genevieve has been downgraded from a hurricane, but still causing potentially dangerous conditions. Los Angeles County Fire Lifeguard Division Captain Pono Barnes.
Those rip currents that were pulling will be pulling even harder because the bottom is going to be all torn up from that large surf. I don't see it slowing down. I would say this is going to be one of the busiest summers we've had in a while, yeah.
Rock legend Patti Smith met today with Pope Leo at the Vatican. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News.
What Seattle's mayor wants in a new police chief. That's coming up after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
All right, it is a busy one this afternoon. Tacoma to Olympia, an hour and 10-minute commute. You've got 18 miles of backups between JBLM and Olympia starting near Berkeley Avenue. North 5, we're heavy between Lacey and DuPont starting near Martin Way. And then more crowding between Lakewood up to about the South Tacoma Mall there. Olympia to Tacoma, a 45-minute drive. Now, Gig Harbor, eastbound 16, slowly improving. We're bumper to bumper still, though, from Purdy Drive down to Alachit due to road work, and westbound 16 is packed coming off the Narrows Bridge up to Alachit, and now Purdy Drive is bumper to bumper leaving westbound 16 all the way out to the Purdy Spit. I will say the backups appear to be thinning out on 16, so maybe this road work just wrapped up. North 405 and South Center bumper to bumper from I-5 to the S-curves. South 405 is filling in from Bellevue into Renton. Here in Seattle, North 5 bumper to bumper from the Michigan Curve in the downtown, and again at the Ship Canal Bridge. about a half hour to get through this. And South 5, we're packed from 130th all the way to I-90, Linwood to Seattle, a 40-minute drive. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. The search now on for a permanent police chief in Seattle after Mayor Katie Wilson accepted the resignation of Sean Barnes. Mayor Wilson says she's looking for someone who can clearly communicate in stressful situations. And
I will be looking for someone who is consistently present in Seattle, keeping travel to an appropriate minimum, and who also ensures that when they are away, there is sufficient SPD leadership in town to guide our city through any emergency.
KIRO News Radio's James Lynch tells us there are still lots of unanswered questions.
For the first time today, the mayor finally admitted she asked former Chief Barnes for his resignation. She wouldn't talk about the terms of the separation agreement, i.e. how much money the chief receives, and I pressed her again on the reason why she asked for his resignation.
Mayor, you still haven't told the people of Seattle why. Was it him being out of the city too often? Was it taking too long to release information that night? Or was it the kerfuffle with the reporter? Or was it all four?
There were multiple factors, some of which were related to the events of Sunday, but that certainly was not the only thing.
The mayor talked a lot about transparency, but refused to be specific. At City Hall, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
As for the investigation into Sunday's shooting, the interim police chief says he believes they are close to finding multiple people involved. Snohomish County Sheriff's deputies say they have called off the search for someone who may have stolen a gun out of a vehicle. KIRO Radio's Chris Sullivan reports a search was going on right off I-5 in the Mill Creek area.
I saw multiple Snohomish County deputies, guns out around their shoulders, and a dog out. They were searching along the grassy area right there along the freeway. They were going through some of the neighborhoods and gas stations and a couple of the businesses right there as they were working into the grassy area.
The person was not found. The theft apparently happened in Everett's at the Puget Park Apartments parking lots. Sound Transit says light rail could reach Ballard's Market Street by 2042. That'll only happen if the agency closes a major funding gap by 2033. Board says it needs about $1 billion in cost savings or new financial capacity by 2030 just to start buying property for that extension. To your forecast now, sunshine this afternoon for the weekend. Some clouds roll through, possibly some light rain for tomorrow still in the forecast, and then mostly cloudy on Sunday. Right now, 75 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, one final hour to go before this beautiful weekend, Seafair weekend. I'd love to hear how you guys are enjoying it. You guys getting out there and seeing the Blue Angels? Have you already seen them? We've been seeing them practice around, which is always a ton of fun. Hit us up on the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line, 888-973-5476. You can also get your text messages in for last call, which is at the end of this hour. Your last chance to, make your opinion heard on some of the stories today, which we got a bunch. A lot of it is Katie Wilson related. So fair warning for last call. Get those in early and often. When we look back on this week, the predominant story is obviously all of the post mass gang shooting at Bite of Seattle. Unfortunately, it's less about the actual incident and more about the city's response to the incident. And hopefully all of this goes away at some point, and the city's able to focus on solving this horrific murder and crime, and also the at-large suspect or multiple suspects, we don't even know, who are still out there, who the city is looking for. Hopefully all that gets taken care of. But that was a big storyline this week.
Yeah, as well as you mentioned, too, the fact that how the city handled the crisis and informed the community about that crisis, and I hope as we move forward, we can find better systems in place, learn from our mistakes.
Yep.
And put a system in place and an administration at the police department and state SPD in place to keep the community better, safer and better informed.
100%. All right, but this is the time of the week where we get to do Friday favorites, look back on our favorite stories. And we did tease this earlier, so we're also going to sneak this in there, even though we didn't talk about it a ton. But just a little bit ago, you were mentioning the Mondami grocery store stuff.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to respond to that.
He's a popular guy.
He's a popular guy to some.
To some, sure. Well, nobody's hitting all chords with everybody.
We'll talk about that in just a little bit. Laura, do you have a Friday favorite that you would like to introduce to the
I
audience?
do. It might be kind of a bummer, so I apologize in advance for bringing the mood down
Whatever,
on Friday.
do it.
But this week, Savannah Guthrie released another Instagram video about her mother. And
that is a bummer.
Can you believe it's been 6 months?
No.
And we don't know anything.
I know.
Anything. We have no more information than we did in the first maybe 2 weeks.
Do you have audio of that?
I do. Yeah,
Let's
I
play
have a little bit
and
of
then
her.
we can talk about it because there's some strange stuff about this.
I'm coming on today with a very specific message. It has been months since our mom was taken from us. Our family is in agony. We are in a nightmare that will not end. Nothing about our situation has changed. We have done our part, and we will never stop looking for her. We will always ache for her and feel that hole in our hearts. The world can be a cruel and unforgiving place, and I know that you have tried to do things the right way. So I'm asking you, begging you, to do the right thing now. Make the right choice. Help us find her. Tell us where to look for her. I truly believe it is never too late to do the right thing. Help us bring this situation to an end. For all of us, no matter where we've been and what we've done, I believe there is always a way home. Please make the right choice.
So that was. It sounds like she's making the appeal to whoever is responsible for her mother's disappearance. There, is she saying, "Do the right thing. It's never too late."
Yeah.
Here's the crazy thing about that. It's wild that it's been 6 months because that's such like a timestamp. It just feels like yesterday. Time goes so fast. When we were initially watching it, I remember in the days following her mom's disappearance, where they were showing up at people's houses who were people of interest. They weren't officially suspects, but they were persons of interest.
Mm-hmm.
It was like breaking news, all the news stations, live coverage outside of some rando person's home in Arizona where her mom went missing. And then for hours, there would just be speculation. Who is this person? What's happening? Everything catch this person. And then a couple days later, they get the footage from the front doorbell.
Right.
And you see just like little weird things about some guy who walked up. He's got a mask. It looks like he's holding a gun on the outside of his trousers. He takes like some shrubbery from the ground and he shoves it in front of the camera to try to obfuscate the view. And obviously it's like not very well planned. And you're kind of thinking like, well, how is it possible that somebody who's so haphazardly going in could have evaded police for so long?
Especially given the fact that with that doorbell video that they released, again, just a few days after the incident first happened.
Yeah.
They know how tall the guy is.
Yeah.
They know what his shoe size because the tile on the porch they can measure.
Sure.
And they've got such a description of this, alleged abductor. It's amazing that nothing has happened. Today they released the ransom notes in Pima County. The first two versions with redactions of the original ransom notes were just released today.
And the thing is, you just assume because they had the federal government step in, they had everybody step in.
Every resource possibly
Every
available.
resource, wall-to-wall coverage on all the major news stations, and they're all talking to the smartest people who have ever investigated anything, and yet still, silence. Just nothing. And how is it possible that after 6 months, they still know nothing? It just, I can't even, if you had told me at the time, hey, in 6 months, they're going to know as much as they do right now, which is nothing. I would have taken any bet that they were going to have that thing solved, that somebody would have come forward, and still, it doesn't make me feel super confident in whatever investigation process took place that they just never came up with anything. Yeah. There's no license plate readers. I mean, you just assume, and maybe I should, not be surprised after what just happened in Seattle, but like you just assume that there are people capturing these things on cameras.
Yeah, their eyes are everywhere. And to the point of Laura's choices, the Guthrie family asking for, just do the right thing, let us bring our mother home so we can have closure in this.
Yeah.
And we talked about it earlier in the week when that video was first released, I think it's a plea that's going to fall on deaf ears, because that the perpetrator, who, to your point, after 6 months, we don't know a thing. You give a tip to the family, you give them any information, you subject yourself possibly to giving up evidence that leads to you. And it's a sad that I think they're never going to.
Well, I think that's why we keep seeing these videos from her. I feel like they pulse out on a semi-regular schedule, and I think it's to hope like that's the last piece they have of it, is that someone involved in this has a guilty enough conscience that's going to eat them alive
eventually
as time passes,
yeah.
and eventually they'll crack. And a way to maybe widen that crack is these really heartfelt
personal pleas. It's like
Yep.
they say when you're trying to negotiate with somebody like this, you always see them using the person's name because you're trying to like humanize the person that was taken, who they may see as just an object, but you're like, please, my mother Nancy, or whatever it is, so that it makes them feel like these are real people. And yeah, that's probably what she's doing. She's trying to make an emotional connection. That would be so hard to do. Somebody who's responsible for your mother's, disappearance and death, to try to sit there to make an emotional connection with them. Obviously, they can't be like a mentally healthy person who would go in and do something like this.
Right.
I just feel bad that she has to keep putting these videos out.
But you can't stop either.
How do you stop?
have
If
to
it's
try.
your only tool, you have to try, but it's just like awful to watch them. And anyway, sorry, bummer of a Friday. It's not really a favorite, but
it's just a weird time capsule. It is fascinating.
I think the thing that caught my eye is I cannot believe that it's already been 6 months since this happened, and far from a perfect crime. So let's really hope that justice is served here.
That's the part too. One of the things that I was assuming would happen is that somebody in the person's life who's responsible, person or persons, they don't know, if they are doing something out of the ordinary, like, for instance, moving abruptly out of state, somebody in their sphere of influence might take notice of that. And since nobody has done that and taken notice, there's like $1 million reward out there, isn't there, for this, for the information that leads to?
Yeah, still out there.
There's a big reward. I don't know if it's. I think it's.
I don't think you put a time stamp on something or a time limit on something like that when there's no closure for the family and no evidence of.
Which makes me think that whoever is responsible for this, they're still there. Yeah. They haven't done anything, at least to draw the attention or to pop their head up or anybody else noticed. Which makes me think it's like, it must have been so random of a break-in that just went south that, nobody, you can't account for it because it's just such a random thing. Anyway, crazy story, whatever. Let's move along. It's dark and depressing. It's Friday. What do you got?
I hate to say this.
Yours is uplifting. Give me an uplifting.
Okay, I'll give you an uplifting. Never give up on your dreams. And Andrew, if you would. I woke up Wednesday morning to the news that Irish singer, songwriter, Glenn Hansard had died in a motorcycle accident in his hometown of Dublin.
Sad story.
There was I'll say this, that there was a local fatality on a motorcycle just yesterday. And I wrote a piece earlier this week about lane splitting and the dangers there and how it not being worth the time saved. It's summertime. Be aware if you're a driver in this community of motorcyclists. Mm-hmm. And I turn my attention back to Glenn Hansard. He was an Irish folk singer who began busking at 13. I've seen so much information that I didn't even know prior to yesterday, and I was a fan. I was a longtime fan of this gentleman. Was told by a teacher at 13 to leave school. He was a good student, but was passionate about music, and he wasn't a book guy. Smart kid, but not a book guy.
Sure.
Teacher said, "Look, I want you to leave school today at 13." He said, "But don't go sit on the couch and watch TV. You love music so much, pick up your guitar and don't put it down. Don't ever put it down." The kid began busking at 13, formed his first band at 18. Eventually was starred in this movie called Once, a low-budget $100,000 movie filmed on 2 hand cameras.
You say it's great. I haven't watched it yet,
It's a phenomenal
but it's
movie. It's a love story. It's a small independent film out of Dublin, and he wrote this particular song called Falling Slowly. And it won the Oscar in 2008 and changed the man's life.
It's a beautiful song.
I've seen video of him performing with The Who, with Bruce Springsteen. Eddie Vedder was a dear friend of Glenn Hansard. There's videos of Eddie Vedder singing the harmony parts on this song with Glenn Hansard over multiple shows over multiple years. The film is about a guy who had given up on his dream of recording his songs and being a musician, and he finds a woman who he gets wants to be romantic with, but she's more. Just, hey, let's make your record. It's a flame and a relationship is nothing as important as your dream.
Yeah.
So that was I wanted to bring this back to this. What hit me this week was that here's a guy who worked his whole life to do what he loved and never gave up on following his dream, and made a movie about following your dream. And the people, and to your point you made when we first brought the story on Wednesday, nothing's guaranteed, man. You do not know. Cherish every minute you have in this life. The people that you love, people that you appreciate them, hold them dear. Take a moment to look around your life and appreciate the things that make it your life, and don't take anything for granted. So
maybe pull this music up a little bit. That's actually quite an uplifting story. It's a very sad end to his life, and it's a tragic, shocking way to go. But the message you just delivered is what can uplift people.
And this musician from Dublin, every Christmas he would busk on the same streets he busked at when he was 13 on Grafton Street, and crowds of like tens of thousands of people would show up every Christmas Eve, and he'd busk for charity to help support the homeless
Because he got famous at that point?
Yes, he got famous.
Oh, that's cool.
And so everybody would come and busk with him. The folks from U2 and every star.
I'm going to watch some of these.
Yeah.
Have you this is like a YouTube rabbit hole. This is kind of an aside.
Yeah.
Famous musicians, it's a magic trick, by the way. People who are amazing at music. I mean, you're a musician. You know this. When you see somebody who can just in 2 minutes completely change your feeling on a day, or it get you crying, whatever it is. Like, there's nothing else in life that you can do that in 2 minutes. If somebody walks into the room, I'm skeptical of them until, like, for a while.
Yeah.
But if they start playing a guitar and singing, instantly I'm like, oh my gosh, your heart is open to a person, Yeah. And like, that's a magic that a musician has. Yeah. This guy clearly had that. Yeah. But I watch a lot of these YouTube videos where you'll see, there'll be like a piano player. Like, they'll have like those pianos, like,
pianist,
come and play a piano. Yeah. And they'll be like, one of the best pianists in the world will sit down, and he looks kind of schlubby, or he's just wearing like a hoodie, he
unassuming.
Unassuming. Yeah. He'll hit a button a couple of times, or a chord, or a note, or a key, whatever they call it on a piano. And before you know it, he's playing Tchaikovsky, and everyone's like, whoa.
And the whole crowd is just mesmerized.
You're stopped because you're seeing somebody who has put a lifetime of effort into being able to do this one thing. And obviously he's quite a talent. He will be missed. That's a good story. All right. Mine is kind of interesting. Speaking of somebody who put a lifetime of effort into things, mine is Donkey Kong. Steve Wiebe.
Yeah.
Steve Wiebe was in here on Tuesday. He's a good buddy, and he came into the show. And if you guys don't know who Steve Wiebe is, you should go and watch this weekend. Couple movie recommendations this weekend. One is Once, Spike's movie. My recommendation, if you haven't seen it, is The King of Kong, which is a documentary about a guy who arrived at a point in his life where he needed to prove something and he needed to win, and he found that on a video game called Donkey Kong. And it's an amazing insight into the world of high-stakes video gaming.
Back before it was...
Before it was like arena sports video gaming, right. Like people showing up and paying tickets to watch you play.
You can go to college and get a scholarship playing for that school's video game team.
You can make millions of dollars now as a professional video game athlete.
Yeah.
But back in the early 2000s, you were just doing it for basically passion and bragging rights. And Steve Wiebe became the best Donkey Kong player in the world.
World's high score.
World's high score,
yeah.
So he recently, and this is so cool, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. People know him for this now. After that movie came out, which was directed by Seth Gordon went on to become a massive director.
Yeah, movies and television. He's produced in the comedic world, which is, massive. He's produced all these TV shows like The Goldbergs and all these different things. And he's done all these movies. And he started using Steve as his muse, and he would pop him into all these movies. And Steve would get like a line in Four Christmases, or he'd be in Pixels with Adam Sandler, or whatever it was. And he got to have this really cool career. And then further, Lego just called him up from Copenhagen. And they said, we're going to be making this commemorative edition of Donkey Kong Lego set where you can build he had a name for it. What did he call it? The headpiece. Yeah, I guess, you're building a video game out of Legos.
Yeah.
That is a fully functioning, operating Donkey Kong game.
controls
Yeah,
and everything.
with made of Legos, with little Lego barrels that roll down and a little Lego gorilla Kong
playable
that you can play. And they asked Steve Wiebe.
They said, come and be in the commercial for this. We want to film you. We're going to shoot it in a way that it looks like you're being haunted by something in your garage. We're not sure what it is. You open up the garage, and there in the garage is Donkey Kong.
Slowly realizing I love every second of it. And just between us,
Steve's
I'll
building
do
the
it
Lego
all
set.
over again.
And then it shows the video game fully completed. It's a Lego set. It's a really cool thing. Millions and millions of people went and watched this like overnight. Just millions of new people discovering Steve. And he got to fly to Copenhagen and shoot the commercial. And it's just really cool because this is a local math teacher in Washington who is worldwide famous for something he got really good at doing in college.
Something he loved. Yeah, doing something he loved.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
He became the best at it.
He became the best.
I pre-ordered mine.
You did?
Yeah.
You got the set?
It ships tomorrow.
You got to get Steve to sign it. Yeah, he'll sign it.
I'm so excited.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. When we come back, we're going to call an audible. We had something else planned, but we're going to do, we've been saving this Mom Dami stuff all week. There's a grocery store conversation. Spike brought it up last hour. I'd love for us to get into it just a little bit more because it's Friday and it's fun. We're going to play Mom Donnie talking about it, and then we'll hash it out when we come back. It'll be a lot of fun. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
How sweet it is!
50 seasons of moments. 50 seasons of legends. A once-in-a-lifetime event. Join Mariners past and present at T-Mobile Park August 7th through 9th for 50 Season Celebration Weekend. The festivities begin Friday with a post-game slugfest, the Alumni Home Run Derby featuring Ichiro and other former Mariners sluggers, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Saturday will be a showstopper. 50 Season Celebration Night presented by Daktronics. Arrive early to witness the biggest gathering of franchise icons ever assembled as the 50 greatest Mariners from across all 5 decades are revealed.
It just continues!
The weekend wraps up on Sunday with a collectible 50 Seasons pin giveaway thanks to KeyBank. Seats are going fast. Get yours at mariners.com/tickets.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
There's a sink at the brink and a drain that's a pain. DayandNight.net.
Slow drain? Backed up toilet? Call Day and Night to save $100 off any drain cleaning.
Hi, I'm Bruce with Day and Night Plumbing and Heating. From a slow drain to a major backup, no drain is too big or too small. Whether we're your first choice or smart second opinion, I guarantee our experts will solve any drain problem, day or night.
Now get $100 off any drain cleaning.
Dayandnight.net. What would you do if the person you love needed round-the-clock care and you had no plan to pay for it?
I was very worried about running out of money.
When Mike's wife was diagnosed with dementia, he turned to LifePoint Law and Elder Law attorney Rajiv Nagayich.
And then he said, you're going to be okay, but we have to get through these steps. Then I felt a whole lot better going into it. It was still a very difficult process, but in the end, I knew that there was someone there that if I needed help, understood what I'm going through.
LifePoint Law helped Mike protect his wife, his finances, and his future.
They laid it out really well up front. They give you a very in-depth plan. There are so many things that you don't know. I could never have done it on my own.
Register for a free LifePoint Law retirement planning seminar in Federal Way August 1st, Puyallup on the 4th, Tacoma on the 6th, or Bellevue August 8th. Space is limited, so sign up today at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
Nothing worse than clutter. With Closets by Design, everything will finally have its place. 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. ClosetsByDesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Seattle's mayor says multiple factors led to the resignation of the city's former police chief, Sean Barnes.
I asked him to resign.
Now, Wilson says she is looking for a new chief who's consistently present in Seattle, can navigate criticism, and clearly communicates in high-stress situations.
I am making what I firmly believe is the right decision at the right time.
As for the investigation into Sunday's shooting at the Bight of Seattle, police believe they are close to finding other suspects. But Interim Chief Andre Sale says they cannot yet release descriptions of suspects.
I do not want our police department to be put in a bad situation where we're arresting the wrong person. I wish I could give you that information right now, but for the integrity of that investigation, we want to keep that close to the vest right now.
He confirmed detectives are looking for multiple people. Police say one of the shooters, a 19-year-old man, died at the scene. 15-year-old faces assault and gun charges. If you booked a hotel online in the past couple of years, you may be getting some money back.
More than 12,000 Washington consumers will get refund checks after the state attorney general settled with online hotel booking companies for $750,000. The AG's office says sites including HotelRates.com, Room 77, Hotel Guides, and Book Online used a pre-checked box in tiny gray text to sneak a refund protection fee onto reservations that were made from November of 2023 through March of 2025. Those refund checks should go out within about 90 days. Frank Lenzi, KIRO News Radio.
Mariners begin their final weekend series tonight before Monday's MLB trade deadline. They're back home after a dismal road trip. They find themselves 4 games under 500. Play-by-play man Rick Riz isn't giving up.
Someone said in the Bible, this too shall pass. And, this will pass. These guys are good.
Despite their poor play, the M's are still just 2.5 games back of first place in the AL West. Tonight's first pitch against the Minnesota Twins is at 7:10. Listen on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. Now to the real-time traffic desk. Here's Nate Connors.
All right, it is so busy out there today, Aaron. Let's see. Tacoma to Olympia is going to take you an hour and 10 minutes. We've got 18 miles of scattered backups between JBLM and Olympia, starting near Berkeley. North 5, we're heavy from Lacey into DuPont, starting near Martin Way. And both directions of I-5 are crowded through South Tacoma. So Olympia to Tacoma, you're about a 45-minute commute. Gig Harbor, our backups are finally thinning out, but we're still crowded eastbound 16 between Purdy Drive and Willotchett. Westbound 16 still heavy from the west end of the Narrows up to Willotchett. At the King-Pierce County line, both directions of I-5 are crowded between Fife and State Route 18. Westbound 18 all jammed up from Military Road to I-5. The Valley Freeway southbound is heavy between Algona and Sumner. Seattle to Federal Way, a half hour. North 405 in the south end is thick from I-5 through the Renton S-curves. 35-minute trip from South Center to Bellevue, and both directions of I-5 through Seattle have heavy backups this afternoon. This report brought to you by Seattle Sports. You can always listen to your favorite local sports content on the FM dial, 97.3 HD2. KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
And your forecast, looking at sunshine for today. Clouds return tomorrow. Some showers early on. Going to be breezy as well, with highs in the low 70s for Saturday. Mostly cloudy on Sunday with the chance for some light showers as well. Right now, sunny, 76 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Lots of stuff to get to. This audio we've had for a few days. We just haven't had a chance to get to it. We had a lot of local stuff in Washington State with our socialist mayor to talk about.
Yeah, we've been busy.
And so we said, let's put the New York socialist mayor on the back burner until we need to get to him. So I'm trying to remember what it was last hour that we were discussing that led to. You referenced something about grocery stores in Mamdani.
Yeah, well, you had...
Oh, because the application thing. The food delivery apps.
Yeah, the food delivery. We talked about Mayor Mamdani speaking up for the gig workers in New York City because app-based food deliveries have a built-in tip that's hidden from people, and it is costing gig drivers money because they would make more in people just wanting to tip you as opposed to not being offered a tip option and getting just 10% behind the scenes.
Well, the tip is built into the service.
But only at 10%.
And you have to find the button. It's not necessarily right in the middle of the screen saying, do you want to tip more? So Mamdani is saying, I'm going to inject myself into this private business, and I'm going to make sure that this tip button is as big as you can get it. Quick side note on that before we get to the grocery store stuff.
Sure.
A delivery driver. Doesn't 10% sound about right? They're not making the food.
To me, yeah,
You're just delivering the food. You're literally, they're getting paid to deliver it, right?
Yeah.
So what's the extra tip for?
Well, Laura said in her apps that you use, if you tip them ahead of time, they'll bring it faster and first.
They tell you that they will. I haven't found that to be true.
That to me seems very
That's
tricky.
Blackmail.
It's honestly kind of hard to navigate away from tipping 10%. I like to tip after the fact.
Yeah.
Like when I do Costco delivery, you can add in a tip beforehand, but you can also tip after. And if things are well packaged and cold and they went the extra mile, I almost always tip. But I like that I've seen the service.
The result of the service.
Right?
Yeah.
Before I make a decision about, because honestly, if they do a really good job and I just threw $1 in there at the top and then I don't have a chance to add.
So you're paying ahead of time and you have to make the decision before you even have the service delivered to you, how much you're going to tip on the service that may be horrible.
Oh, I've had people drive in circles blocks from my apartment and then speed away.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And you've already tipped them.
Yeah, exactly.
See,
Where's the incentive?
This whole thing, you're right. The tipping is the incentive for a service done well. But when the whole service is just to deliver, I don't understand what the extra tip part of it is. It's not like they're sitting back there making an extra good sandwich or checking on your water glass every 10 seconds or not checking on your water glass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
The tip part of it just...
A job being done well, being contingent on getting a tip. I get it when you're sitting in a restaurant and it's a server and they can be attentive and they can be cordial.
And there's a connection that you're making with somebody. It's a service industry and you want to make sure that you're, taking care of your tables and there's a value there that people are willing to pay more money for, and that's the tip. But to tip on a delivery that's already you're charging 30, whatever it is more.
Sometimes it's more than the cost of the food. The delivery service charges are more than the food you're buying itself.
All right, so that all led to talk about Mamdani. You said Mamdani's doing a great job and he's delivering for these folks, and they love him in New York City, or at least some.
The people who voted for him are getting what they voted for.
All right, grocery stores, Mamdani.
Mm-hmm.
You said that he's delivered on the grocery stores.
Well, there's funding. There's $70 million in public funding being dedicated to this project.
But they haven't opened any yet.
They haven't opened it. They've secured spaces in city-owned property, and they've acquired money for build-outs in these various grocery stores that will deliver core items of the grocery lists of all residents in New York, too. It's not just for low-income residents. Anybody can shop there. And it's just the core stuff: meat, dairy, eggs, the essentials of life. You want to buy your caviar, you want to buy your sardines, you want to buy your whatever's. It's not everything in the store is cheaper, just the core stuff, helping people fight the cost of food.
Now, I hate this idea.
Okay.
Because obviously it's bad for private industry and you don't want the government running everything. It really leads to a larger question, like, what is the government's responsibility? Do you think that the government should be in the grocery business?
They already are.
Do you think that government should be running grocery stores?
No, but this is a way. If the government is already providing funding, giving people money to buy food at grocery stores, which they are through food assistance, government's already doing that. So if you can cut into the SNAP budget by giving people money and spending some of that money you dedicate to food assistance to providing cheaper groceries. It's just moving money around the board.
Well,
is my understanding of it. I could be wrong.
The problem is I don't believe that they're giving less funding to the SNAP beneficiaries.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're still giving that funding. They're now taking additional money to open grocery stores.
You're right. No,
which
you're right.
has maybe it's an intended consequence. Maybe I was going to say an unintended consequence, but I think maybe it's an intended consequence.
Well,
which is you're going to now undercut all of the businesses of other grocery stores around. So now you're killing private business, which is where your tax base comes from.
I've heard the argument. Yeah.
But that's not even an argument.
But
that's
you're talking
economics.
You're talking about 5 groceries in various locations throughout the boroughs of New York.
Yes.
There's like one in Queens, one in Bronx, one in Manhattan.
That's right.
It's not gonna put.
Oh, it will.
Well, it's going to put one. I don't think so.
It'll put. Let
me ask you this:
You've been in New York a lot.
I've been in New York a ton.
All the little bodegas.
Yeah.
What are they selling?
Everything.
Core items.
Groceries. Yeah. TP.
What are they no longer going to be able to sell?
Shampoo. They'll be able to sell core items, and
no, they can't compete. They can't compete. You don't know why? Because Mondami's going to sell it for 30% less than whatever they're selling it for. He had a press conference about that.
Just the core. Yeah, I know. But just
here's
the core
how
items.
it will work. Once a month, our 5 city-run grocery stores will set prices for this core set of goods at 30% below typical retail prices. No exceptions, no gimmicks.
Criminal.
The savings will last for the entire month. That means no weekly fluctuations nor sticker shock at the checkout line.
This is going to be a disaster. I'm not even animated about it. It's going to be a disaster. I'm going to sit back and we're all sitting back and just watching and waiting because it's been tried so many times and it doesn't work. And he doesn't have a magic pen that he can figure out a different plan to do it. It doesn't work. And it's going to kill local businesses. And the local businesses nearby, they've recognized this. The Multicultural Business Coalition, the MBC board, they voted to file a lawsuit against the city for these taxpayer-funded grocery stores because they say specifically, you're going to kill our businesses. We cannot compete with a 30% markup on a business that has a 2% margin. That's what grocery stores have, 2%. And the government doesn't care about margins because they have free money. They have a horrible advantage because they don't have to worry about bottom line.
Yeah, but they also won't be selling, the city stores won't be selling a lot of items that all other stores sell, hot food, different items. It's listed here. I did a quick search here. Deli counters, hot prepared foods, tobacco products, lottery tickets. When you go to the store, if all you're buying is core items, you're going to go to the government store. If you're buying everything else, you're going to go to these regular stores.
You're not going to be able to get it at the government store. They're not going to have it in stock.
Not going to have what in stock?
Core items.
At the government store?
Not going to have it.
Okay, then
because unless you're an idiot, you're going to shop at the government store for 30% less. If it's the same product and it's 30% less, why would you go anywhere else? And then you're going to have a rush of people on the government store who are going to buy it. And then if they're smart, they'll take that product that they got for 30% cheaper and they'll go out on the street and they'll sell it. What's going to stop them? Unless they're going to start using ID, and I don't think Mamdani's going to do that. Also, if you're from New Jersey, what's going to stop you from driving into New York and shopping at their grocery stores?
No, it's going to drive from New Jersey and to save 30% on eggs, meat. You're talking about $20.
You don't think so?
No.
They're going to limit purchase prices? They're going to limit the amount of food that people can buy?
You think someone's going to come in from Jersey and clean out their eggs and meat?
100%.
I hope you're not. I hope you're wrong. You might be right.
I guess we'll find out. Maybe this time he'll make it work. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We got your last call next, your text messages. Stick around. Be right back.
Dear Ursula, I have a group of friends who have bonded over...
Hi, I'm Ursula Voitin from the G and Ursula Show, and I'm launching a new podcast called Ask Ursula. This is your space. Real life, real questions, whether it's about family, friendships, love, and yes, even the fun stuff like travel and finding your signature scent. Hit me up and ask your questions at mynorthwest.com/Ursula. I look forward to connecting with you.
At mynorthwest.com and the G and Ursula YouTube channel.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000. Use code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $3 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
All right, I'm very excited to be speaking with Phil Mitchell. He is a new advertiser on the show. He owns Sunset Auto Family. Phil, welcome.
Thanks, Jake.
I want to talk about something that I cannot stress enough, how valuable this is for anybody who's looking for a car. You guys do oil changes for life. What does that mean?
Well, basically, it means if you buy a car that qualifies for oil changes for life, we're going to give you 5 oil changes a year. And they're about $150 now. You know, oil goes up and down, but guess what? We're going to change the oil for as long as you own that vehicle on us.
Like you're saying, oil changes are $150. They're even more if you're driving a diesel. And so you hold on to a vehicle for 10 years, that's like $10,000.
Oh, it can be even more than that. We've got a guy that's been changing his oil since 1985. He's gotten more oil changes than the car cost, and we're still changing it for him because that's what we do. We're your lifetime dealer.
And this is what people are going to get at Sunset Auto Family.
That's right. Great service for as long as you own the vehicle.
Oil changes for life. Only at Sunset Kia in Auburn, Sunset Ford, and Sunset Chevrolet in Sumner. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now through Sunday, August 2nd. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales Event, going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
John Curley here. When the AC starts acting up, don't assume you need a whole new system.
Home Comfort Alliance, their approach is simple. Repair first, replace only if needed. Their techs diagnose the real problem because a simple fix can often get the cooling back up again and not cost you a full replacement. Need something new? Ask about a heat pump for year-round comfort. That's what we did at the barn. Get real pricing in 60 seconds at homecomfortalliance.com. Call the comfort people. homecomfortalliance.com.
Hey, how's your money situation? Are you ready for retirement? Well, if you want to know what the pros are doing to make wealth multiply and retire like royalty, then you need to listen to this show, Sound Path Through Retirement, with Ben Koval and Matt Leibarger. Get your money right and tune in every weekend, Saturdays at 10 a.m. and noon on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
The Mariners are kicking off 50-season celebration weekend with an alumni home run derby on August 7th, presented by Muckleshoot Casino Resort. Watch Ichiro and other former Mariners sluggers in an epic post-game competition. Get your tickets at mariners.com.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Clutter happens. Let Closets by Design save the day. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18 months 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
KIRO News Radio is giving you a shot at 4 tickets to see the Seahawks in their preseason home opener, Saturday, August 15th.
To enter, open the KIRO News Radio app or visit mynorthwest.com/win for details.
You can enter once per day, so the more you enter, the better your chances.
Enter daily from July 28th through August 3rd.
Full details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win.
That's mynorthwest.com/win.
Welcome back to Last Call. We got your text messages, tons of stuff today. What a great show. Thank you guys so much, by the way. We say it, and we're not being facetious. We sincerely mean it. You guys choose to spend this time with us every single day between noon and 3, and we love doing this for you. We love to get to do this with you. So the fact that you give us your vote of confidence, we truly appreciate it. And invite a friend next week, for sure. Laura, fire away.
Yeah, on Idaho's nuclear energy promise, Gina in Seattle says, don't let Jimothy work with the nukes. He might unmutate.
Oh.
How hilarious would that be?
She's right.
2 weeks, and he's like, he's a normal looking raccoon.
Wow, and which one is he again? Now he looks like every other raccoon in the world, thank goodness.
That's hilarious.
425 says, Idaho has had a huge nuclear energy facility similar to Hanford for decades. I worked on a lab building there for over 35 years.
There you go.
Or over 35 years ago, I apologize, so 425. The story was that Idaho is one of 5 states in the finals for multi-billion-dollar investment from the federal government with regard to nuclear energy.
Yeah. Actually, and $50 billion in private investment.
Right.
So you have big companies who want to go in and invest in local infrastructure.
Tens of thousands of jobs.
25,000
right?
jobs,
Yep.
$10 billion in tax revenue for them per year, which is double what they make per year as a state as it is. Benny the tugboat expert says, my first cousin, Mike, was the head of operations at Hanford. Oh my gosh, he'd be interesting to talk to. The only time I talked to him, he said they didn't know what they were going to do with all the nuclear waste. That's confusing. They should know. They should know what they're going to do with that nuclear waste.
Doug in Mount Vernon says radioactive fish. The benefits are self-cooking sushi.
Oh, Doug.
I got to say, I don't know if you understand the point of sushi, Doug.
Doug.
Maybe like a sear, you know?
Self-cooking sushi?
Like a seared salmon.
Seared ahi is not
we love you, Doug.
Now I'm going to order from DoorDash again, you guys.
And on green energy, Brian in Marysville says Washington State operates dams that are green, and Washington has some of the cheapest energy.
It's true. Washington does have a lot of great cheap energy.
Mm-hmm. Hydroelectric, babe.
Okay, but are they going to continue having it? That's the question.
That's a fight between the salmon industry and the energy industry. You're right.
I hope that they keep it because we want that cheap energy. We love that sweet, sweet, cheap energy. Good. Somebody's going to answer our Sex and the City question. Joe in Bellingham says the Jules and Mimi, because we didn't know what the Jules and Mimi reference was.
It was a Mamdani.
In that Mamdani video.
Miranda on Sex and the City eating takeout, watching Jules and Mimi.
Jules and Mimi. Yeah, we were all scratching our head. He says it's a reference to a TV show that one of the characters likes to watch.
That's a pretty niche reference. Like, I've seen the whole series, and I did not pick up on that. I feel like Joe and Bellingham, if you're a super fan of Sex and the City, let us know.
Am I wrong to be surprised that a man in our audience had the reference?
That could be
Joe.
Could be Joe.
Oh,
Yeah,
fair. My apologies.
That could be like a little woman, Joe.
Sorry, my misogyny showing again. On Mayor Wilson's press conference. Go ahead, buddy.
Andy in Newcastle says, things people do when they are subjected to a witch hunt for 500. Things people do. Is he saying that Katie Wilson was subjected to a witch hunt?
Is that a reference to the Fauci?
No, this is
No,
I understand.
I think he's referencing that there's a general witch hunt going on right now for a scapegoat with the bite of Seattle. It's sort of.
Okay.
We were talking about this earlier in the newsroom.
So that's why
in the week. It's like a musical chairs. Who can point fingers first?
So is he saying that he's agreeing that Katie Wilson is trying to
dodge accountability?
Somebody's going to fall
believe.
for this. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Renee says the new chief also has a home in Chicago. Yikes.
We didn't have a chance to get to this. Somebody asked him, because a big part of the reason that people were questioning Barnes is that his family lives in Chicago.
Yeah, and travel's an
out
issue.
Of town. And so they asked this new guy, said, where do you live? According to what I've read, he has a house in King County, which I don't believe is in Seattle, and he also lives in a different state.
Yeah, he's got a home in Wisconsin.
Now, this is interim, so he's kind of filling a gap.
And he probably loves his family less, so maybe he won't travel as much.
Well, he did say, new chief sales, interim chief sales said, my wife comes here all the time. We're looking to retire here.
Let me ask you guys
He
a
was asked
question.
directly, we're looking to retire here, he said.
Is there nobody who lives locally?
Even just in the state.
Just in the state, even. Why are you hiring people, even in an interim position, who live out of state? Like, that would have been the first one. Like, hey, by the way, real quick, just get this out of the way. Because you're replacing a guy who had this exact problem.
Yeah.
You live in the state, right? And he goes, sorry about that.
Well, to the mayor's point about who's going to replace the permanent search, I should say, the permanent search for a permanent.
It should be a person
full-time.
here. Yeah.
Well, no, but are you going to stay? Are you going to live here? Are you going to move here?
You should be here.
It should be a part of the job is living in here. Here. Yeah.
All right, that's all the time we've got. Great show, great week. Thank you guys so much.
I'm going to sit here and do 3 more hours of radio.
You're doing the Curly Show next.
I'm doing the job. Angela Poe Russell and I will be in for the out of town John Curley for the next 3 hours. So if you haven't had enough yet, come on back.
All right, Spike's coming up next. Stick around.
KIRO News Radio, where you hear the John Curley Show, 3 to 7.
If 20 people were asked to choose toppings for a pizza, and the majority were not asked to pay for any of the toppings, they would probably choose, the majority would, the most delicious and therefore the most expensive. Government should list the price of the toppings and everybody should pay something. We are ruled by the ignorant, elected by the ignorant, and that is the case.
Watch live or later on the John Curley Show's YouTube channel.
Progressive presents the Museum of You.
We begin our tour with a unique piece, a relic from the early big screen television era. Remarkable. Next, we find a juicer, which historians believe has only ever been used once. And finally, compact discs from the emo era. A rare find indeed.
Some things should be history, but until then you could protect what's important to you and save by bundling your auto insurance with a renter's policy from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
What if you could have the most reliable fiber-powered Wi-Fi? And get this, what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years guaranteed? Now through August 24th, new Xfinity customers can get our best price on gig Wi-Fi this summer before it disappears. Just $50 a month for 5 years. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and our best equipment included. Plus, get online in minutes with same-day Wi-Fi. It's Wi-Fi that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them. Like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense. Plus, it keeps you protected from online threats. And get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities. Get it now at Xfinity.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Speeds vary. Use of fiber coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
A political shakeup for Democrats that represent Seattle.
Traffic.
Right now, Auburn to Renton at 25 minutes. That's a good 10-minute delay.
Conversation.
3 people on the floor can't cover 20 aisles of plexiglass. They're doing their best. It just doesn't work.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
And the party begins.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877-CARS-4-KIDS to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these free books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw